mic in.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Is this it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That
there we
did.
go.
Yeah, you
You
did
see?
it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's fucking Streamlabs. They changed my fucking settings.
I got. Now I gotta mute that.
Okay. All right. Fucking Streamlabs.
All right. Yo, all right. Because of this bullshit, 2 weeks straight, like Randy said, I'm done with Streamlabs after this. I'm officially done. Like, the only reason why I do Streamlabs is because it's easy to set up, like, the nice fucking presentation and all that shit. And because it allows me to stream both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. But fuck that. I'm just going to Twitch. I'm just going to go to Twitch, and I'm going to post everything on YouTube. Like upload the video content and all that bullshit. Like, I'm done with Streamlabs. That's fucking it, man.
Stranger screen.
Yeah, you can just stream.
Fuck Streamlabs. No, I'm saying it's live. I know I'm live. Fuck Streamlabs.
No. There's no. Who cares about that?
Let's see what's behind the curtain.
Your screen is
Oh
still
yeah,
on.
I know. I'm still. Yeah.
Right, okay,
Let me
so
push this here.
what if we?
So now,
Can you see your glitches, or are we freezing still?
That's what,
hold on.
gonna
Randy, there you go.
am I moving?
See, I see you.
Hey,
Nope.
There we go. Okay,
Nope.
Cool.
Nope.
Me?
Is it Danny?
Danny fucked it up.
Danny, it's your fine self.
I'm just too gorgeous. I'm gonna leave me off a little bit. That's fine.
As soon as I was gonna press my camera.
Okay, so you
All
see,
right.
yeah, so it was working for Randy. Kevin, turn on yours. Just wave. Hi. What's up? Now, Danny, turn on yours. Frozen.
It's one.
It's you.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm
It's you.
looking like a whole fucking
I
mess.
don't
There.
know. Well, try this. Hold
That's
on.
fucking weird.
Do you see me now?
It flashes really quick for me.
Do you see me?
No, it's dark.
Oh,
Like it
yeah.
goes black.
I don't know what it is then. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know how we did that one day or not. That's fine.
Well, you're on your phone before, right? Is it your laptop now you're using?
I was on a laptop before.
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna do some crazy ass editing this time.
Do I turn my camera on? Or do I leave
Yeah,
it
you
on?
can turn it on. Danny can't turn on
I
his
believe that.
apparently.
Danny's bare.
Unless I want to fuck with you, then I'm gonna turn it on.
Randy, you
Pretty
worry
good.
me if you're standing still that much. Are you moving?
No, it freezes when someone else joins for some reason. Hold on, let me exit this.
Yeah.
Am I watching the stream simultaneously and trying to figure this shit out?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna try joining again.
Yeah. Now it's working. Oh, now you
Yeah.
freeze. So it is.
It's
Okay.
literally one at a fucking time.
Huh.
So it's not me.
Yeah. So it's not Danny specifically.
No, Danny, you just crash everybody. That's it. It doesn't matter when you join.
Fuck it.
All right.
No
It's
camera.
whatever. Yeah. No camera for anybody. That's whatever.
Dan, turn your camera off.
So all right, so I guess this is the way it's gonna be for now until we figure it out. And I'm just gonna use the Twitch app from now on. And I guess now I gotta put some work into setting up the whole presentation all over again on the Twitch app instead.
But you had that picture there, right? That Junkie
Yeah,
Guardian.
yeah. I could put all of it on the app. Like it's fine. It's
Okay.
just it just takes time and work and effort and all that bullshit. So
So set the music again.
Maximum
let's start the music
effort.
again. Act like nothing happened.
Just restart the stream.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna restart it again.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Oh god.
Holy fuck! It's blew it right up.
Welcome to the Drunken Guardian Gaming Podcast. This has been the smoothest day ever in podcast history. I'm your host,
But
Danny
that's why you're screaming
Martinez. I'm your host,
And only
Danny
one person.
Martinez.
I only see one person.
This is episode 51. And what else? I don't know. Welcome everybody else who's here on the show. They've been putting up with my bullshit right now, being pissed off. Boneless Bones, Kevin, what's up?
What's going on, guys? This is
Uh,
why I'm like 8 shots in already, and I'm like, I can't even focus.
you were
Fucking
4
45
10
minutes late.
ago. What the fuck?
Listen. It was a rough time trying to understand that.
And
but
I told you too. Like I should probably start streaming like a standby on Streamlabs like 30 minutes early, just for situations like this. And we're still 45 minutes late. So I apologize. Sorry for all that fucking trouble again.
Half of
Streamlabs.
us, at least half of us, are Puerto Rican, so it's fine.
we apologize, guys.
I'm a very much whitewashed Puerto Rican, so I'm usually on time. So so we got Sober Guardian, Danny, welcome again, and
Hey.
Randy Rignarock,
It's
welcome
me.
again. Fucking
It's your boy.
the worst time too. So my cocktail for this week was supposed to be I call it the Golden Chocobo, and
The golden shower?
I knew you were gonna say
Nice.
that.
I've done that.
So Golden Chocobo, this shit is supposed to be champagne, and now it's probably flat. I haven't even tried it yet because we've been waiting so long to try to
Yeah,
fix this shit.
it looks like a
It looks like a golden shower.
yeah. No, he pissed in the no. It
Yeah.
looks like one of those tests. Yeah, like he pissed in the jar. So drinking it. It's like you went to the doctor's office. Can you please be here? And you
Salty.
don't drink enough water because it's really yellow.
Sir,
So-
you need more water in your
You
blood.
eat it, boy.
So what's in it?
Start drinking your own piss.
So what's in it? I got some prosecco,
Ooh.
and then it's got some Velvet Falernum, if anybody knows what that is, and Liquor 43 and some honey syrup. So it's a sweet champagne, pretty much in a sense. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's got golden flakes in it. I got some edible flakes that you can put in it.
You got edibles?
Edibles.
Oh.
We getting high?
Yeah.
Yo, fucking THG.
So that's I made this cocktail, or I made it quite a while ago, but I chose this cocktail because we're going to be talking about a little bit of some Final Fantasy news. Me and Danny have been playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot lately. That's what I've been playing mostly, aside from the Plague's Tale, which I released the review for it for the cloud version. If you guys want to check that out on thecoalition.com. And I swear to God, we're
text me. I keep forgetting.
Oh, the
name of that.
website?
You gotta text. Yeah, text me that one.
okay. I should actually leave the links in like the descriptions on the shows too, but I should make sure that they're okay with me doing that.
Yeah,
So I'm
'cause
gonna
they're
go ask them
right
about
now.
that. So I just want to stay professional on it. So, but also I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I swear to God, we are actually on time for the most of the time, and we just had some issues. So we stream on Twitch and YouTube. Well, bullshit. We're going to stream on just Twitch now from now on. I'm just going to upload to YouTube. So we do have a YouTube page as well. TDG Gaming Podcast, if you guys want to look that up. We have the audio services for the podcast as well. So check out Google Play or Spotify. We have all the links in the show description. And you can go to thedrunkenguardian.com for any links as well as my game reviews.
Want to hear my fun little tidbit that happened to me this week?
What happened?
I subscribed to your whatever thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through my fucking stuff one day, and I go, "Oh shit, it looked like me." Oh wait, it is me. Yeah, that happened. That definitely happened.
That's funny. So aside from 14, Danny, what have you been playing?
That's it.
That's
Nothing
pretty
else.
much it.
There's nothing else I really want to play. I mean, I have the D&D game Get Horrible Reviews. Have no incline in wanting to play that. There's that Scarlet. I forgot the name of that.
Scarlet Nexus?
that I have.
Yeah.
That I have that I kind of want to play, but I know if I start playing, I'm gonna forget about everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic JRPG, but not JRPG, but it's a nice RPG. But we'll see. I mean, I'm still hooked on this, but I am going toward the end of my Final Fantasy since I have
Getting bored of it, meaning?
No, I'm not getting bored. I've gotten it done almost. I'm really far in doing as much as I can do without having super hard. I have no life fucking
Like
contact.
grind,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
grind,
No, not the grind, but like the really hard. You got to get a crew of actual real people, not just a duty finder,
Mm.
and do streams and stuff. So I'm hoping Danny can get his shit together so we can do his stuff. And
Get your shit
I'm
together.
sorry, I have a life outside of video games.
yeah, but,
If you can breathe air, you can play video games. That's how it
Exactly.
works.
Yes. Yeah. If you could dodge a wrench.
You can dodge a ball.
So, Kevin, what you been playing?
Oh,
Which, by the way, I don't give a fuck about the time right now. So I'm sorry if anybody is thinking we're going to do the hour and a half podcast. We got a lot of news to cover, and since we started so late, I'm not caring about the time at the moment. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry I interrupted.
is it okay if I put the game in chat because I wouldn't know how to fucking pronounce it? I'm
Huh?
gonna be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm putting it
The
in
game
like
that you're playing?
No, the game that I've played, and that
Okay.
is the name. I put it in the actual.
Why do I have
chat.
a feeling I know what it is?
Records of Landis Ward did delete in
What
one.
the
The Lodos War?
Yeah.
Oh, record. Okay, yeah. That's based off an old ass anime.
Yeah, and I spent 24 hours of my life beating that game and 100%ing it.
It's
And
good.
now it's amazing. I'm going to do my actual first review on a game ever, and that's going to be it.
Cool.
So, yeah, and it's the reason I fell in love with it is because the company that made the game, which is called Ladybug Entertainment, I believe
Mhm.
that's their name. They also made another game that it's the same playstyle. It's like a Metroidvania game, and it's fucking good. I would say the best thing to do is play it, and you'll understand why I enjoy it. And I'm slowly, well, I've always been interested in playing like those type of games. So now I'm getting more into it. So now I'm actively searching for them.
Yeah.
Essentially,
what kind of game was it?
Metroidvania.
Oh, Metroidvania. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your favorite.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm starting to look into or hunt for these type
I'm
of
actually-
games and
What system is it for?
Steam,
It's Steam. Hold on.
Steam and Switch if I'm not mistaken, and I
Um,
believe PlayStation.
I'm actually interested. I'm gonna look that up at some point. 'Cause I need some more PC games to play. So hopefully I can jump onto something because I know the World Ends with You sequel is gonna be coming out soon, so I'll be busy with that. Especially like while I'm in New York, I'll play it
Yeah.
on my Switch. But
It's gonna fucking ignore us while you play that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my Switch whenever I hang out with you guys and
You're fucked. That's messed up.
y'all guys,
I'm not-
you
look
guys
at-
just
Look at this part. I
You
got
guys-
up to this part.
you guys just talk and eat ramen while I'm just playing my shit. But I need some more PC games to play, so I'm gonna write that down.
Hey, Dan, don't worry about that, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
sure
worry
you
about-
recommend me plenty. You guys are
Oh,
PC.
recommend.
You guys
Yeah.
are all about PC. You and Randy.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally.
Randy, what you been playing?
I started playing Final Fantasy 12 again.
Nice.
12.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking. I still have to get 10. That is my favorite, but 12 is like really up there.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I kind of forgot where I was. I will be honest. So I restarted the game, and then about 10 minutes into like Vaughn's story, I was like, "Oh fuck this!" I exited and then went back to my save, and everything is totally fine again.
Mm,
So I'm happy I picked up where I left off. Also,
Okay.
I'm gonna turn the camera on. Hopefully, it doesn't fuck up.
well,
But I think that you'll be pleased with this. Oh, my mic is in the way. Whoops. So my drink, it's like really
ooh, nice cup.
almost done. Of course, it's wonderful. Basically 10 years old, but
Yo,
it's
you've seen my
it's a great
mugs.
fruitonic
I'll show you
in
my
there.
mugs at some point. But go ahead.
It's grapefruit tonic, cute, right?
Mhm.
But the liquor is something that you wouldn't expect. At least you wouldn't expect.
So not gin. It is
It
gin.
is gin.
My favorite gin.
Hendrix.
I'm surprised.
Fucking,
You did say you like it. Like I finally got you on. I found a gin for you.
So yesterday kind of sealed the fucking deal, honestly, because at work, the bartender, like, I got her a bottle of the Absolute that I was drinking before,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, what else do you like to drink?" And I was like, "Anything but gin." And she's like, "Oh, you probably haven't had the right gin."
That's what I said.
So then she had, yeah, I tasted this again. I was like, "It's really floral. I like
Yeah.
it, and it'd probably go well with the tonic." So
Well, I thought
Yeah.
you didn't like the gins because of their floral taste, like their
no,
their juniper taste.
the thing is that there's some that taste good, other from what I tried, and others that are just like old man cologne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, when it tastes like a fucking old Italian dude, I can't drink that.
Mhm.
This, on the other hand, it doesn't taste
Salty.
like an old Italian. Salty, nice, just like a shit. That's why it's called Italian shower, just nothing but cologne. No, this, it's
I love
really
the
floral.
smell. Yeah.
It's super fucking fresh.
always
and,
have
like,
a
when you
bottle with
down
me.
it, bro. They didn't have the 750, so I got a liter, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Like, I'm probably
It's
gonna down
expensive.
it.
Was it?
I do have to get another
60,
drink soon.
like 40 to 60 bucks somewhere around there.
No, it was like 40.
40 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, which honestly isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Hold on, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Danny, check your inventory on Steam.
What did you send me?
Just
God.
Well, I
look
can't
at
do
it.
it now because in fear
Yeah,
of
no.
fucking up anything right now, I'm not touching anything that's not necessary.
Okay,
Yeah.
I sent you a
Post-stream.
present. I sent you a present. Just
Oh,
letting you know.
wonderful. Okay.
Didn't your stupid ass send me Resident Evil?
I'd
wish.
appreciate your
Want me
dick
to do
pics on Instagram though.
Oh, got you, bro. Fucking
Okay.
right now. Hold on.
So, all right. So, I guess it's moving on. Anybody else drinking anything interesting or surprising that I should know about?
I'm drinking a White Claw.
Oh shit. Okay.
What
Yeah,
Watermelon.
you're basic as fuck,
You
bro.
really do drink those like sweet stuff.
Yeah, my mother had one. I don't know what it was, but it tastes like salsa water and Jolly Ranchers. It was awesome.
That sounds like my kind of
It's
Dude,
drink.
that
exactly
is
like a
lean.
Jolly Rancher.
Okay.
That is just lean. You're missing the cough syrup.
Mm-hmm. You just need that cough syrup. when you
Yeah, just codeine, and that's it.
Mhm. Wait, are we all gonna just turn the camera on, show our drinks, turn the camera off, let the next person show the camera?
Because we can't do it multiple. We might as well
I know,
fucking do that,
right?
honestly.
I need to
Alright,
figure
cool.
that part out too.
All right, Kevin's next.
All right, cool.
Oh, the Seagrams, yeah, the Seagrams watermelon, yeah.
Okay,
He's
I'm not-
watermelon Seagram's high. Right,
Shot-
right.
shot glass.
His ninth
And it's-
glass.
And as soon as this runs out, I'm gonna go and get my chocolate wine. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Chocolate wine. You're gonna drink
Chocolate
yourself?
wine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Hold on.
Oh yeah. Didn't you send us like a fucking picture of like the arsenal you had?
Yeah. It's
Oh, the
chocolate
bottle's cool.
What the fuck is that?
wine. It's chocolate.
That's chocolate milk.
Nigga said chocolate milk.
What is it? What is it? What does it actually say? Is it chocolate?
It says
like
chocolate.
liqueur?
Chocolate. No, it says chocolate divine.
It's a wine.
Yeah. It says
Kevin, did you shave?
yeah. I got a
No wonder you
haircut.
look so different.
You got a haircut.
Get a haircut too.
No, I thought your hair was just back.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think it's,
I'm
you see
digging-
his side shaving.
I'm digging the ponytail.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn
It's
my.
looking fresh.
All right, and then fucking not so sober Danny. He can't put his fucking camera on because Discord just doesn't fucking like him.
Yeah.
I could turn it on. It turns
You
on.
could try. It's
Yeah.
just like no, we can see you, but the
I can
stream
see
can't.
myself.
Well, I
It's fine.
can't. I can't actually too. So I guess it's
Oh.
something. It's something on my end. I don't know. And the thing is
Oh,
that
shit.
Streamlabs is recording my screen for the webcam. So whatever I'm seeing is what everybody else is going to be seeing. So, all right. So we're gonna go on to the news. We got that out of the way. Number one, really quick. Tetsuya Nomura has confirmed that Square is making another Final Fantasy X-3 now. He says it is written to completion, and that the only thing that's stopping them from actually starting development is the fact that they're focusing more on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Thank God. So he says this a long way before we see any news or development of it. What do you guys think of another freaking Final Fantasy X game?
I hate it. That the other embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't know how many people. I know 10 has a good fan base, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
10
if-
is- yeah.
yeah,
I
10
don't
is a
know, people like the
masterpiece. It's great.
People love to cosplay it and things like that, but I don't think they realize why people like it. You know, I don't think they realize people like it. They like the characters. If they did a remake, people would be happy. You know, but
Yeah, but
doing
a sequel.
a
and then another
that
sequel.
nobody wants.
It's
and
the
will it
thing is that it's a sequel no one wants, and it's a story that doesn't matter. Because
And
10
again,
2 personally was, I avoided it because I wasn't into the whole concept of it. Honestly, if people like it, people like it. You know, everyone's fucking entitled to
Sure.
their own opinions and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Was
But
10-2 the dress up game?
Yeah.
10-2 was a dress up game.
Charlie's
Okay.
Angels, the
And
video game.
Yeah.
yeah,
So okay, let's
Ten
say
was a ghost footballer.
the only way
Mm.
10 had an interesting ending, like it being a dream.
Yeah.
You know, it not showing what was real or what was not. It kind of left it a little open ended.
Mhm.
It had some promise.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but the 10-2, whatever they made, it was just weird, and it was, I guess, more for women because I don't, you know, that type. People who want
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. The thing is, like, from a personal standpoint, I love girly shit. I love cute shit, right? But 10-2 just wasn't it for me. Not even because it's like I was younger at the time or whatever the case. But even now, looking back at it, I'm like, this isn't a game that would actually catch my attention.
Mhm.
10 had a lot of promise, but it had a very solid story. And it was like, it made sense to just kind of follow Titus and whatever the case. But
Yeah.
to make a sequel from it, it's not a sequel. So I don't believe that it should have the 10 behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if they come up, if they could come up with a good story and leave those characters, because that's the thing they never do with any of the Final Fantasies. They never continue the stories, and maybe start with this one, see how it goes. It wouldn't be that bad if you leave it with Titus. You know, leave it with Titus, keep it going with them, see what happens with this entire family of people, and keep the story going. Obviously, they're not gonna give you a crappy story, especially if they're like have it in the works. But don't do the fucking with you wiffle ball fucking whatever that fucking guy is.
Blitzball.
Blitzball,
Don't do
yeah.
a blitzball spinoff and it just be and call it 10-2 or 10-3, whatever the fuck they want to call it. You know, and then just make it a blitzball thing and just something completely out of whack that has nothing really to do with the story. Because 10-2 doesn't really have much to do with I actually have no idea, so I can't really say what the story is with those fucking women, but it doesn't seem as if it has anything to
Did-
do with the main story. It's just like
I
a
thought
day
you
in the
bought
life
that
of these
game,
fucking
Danny.
women.
Didn't
I
you buy the 10
did.
too? You
That's
didn't.
very embarrassing. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Don't tell
Because
that.
I remember, no, I remember us both playing it. Like you showing me the game, and we were both like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, and I love again. I like part 10. I really like part 10. I thought part 10 was awesome. It was a masterpiece, like you know everybody says. I like it. They did a great job. I didn't like 9. I hated 9. So
Mm-hmm.
it was. I hate it, but I was disappointed, very disappointed with 9. Because 7 was obviously the be all end all. 8, I like, but not as much as 7, but I still had
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
9 was completely let down, so it had like this downhill spiral for me. So then when it got to 10, it was like just a little bit more. I liked it a little bit more than 8. So I have fun with everything about it. You know, I like the way they did the summits. I think that was interesting. They brought back the limits finally. You know, it was good. But then
Kevin,
10-2 came along, and it was just they fixed a little bit of the way the random encounters there weren't as much, but the whole
yeah,
mechanic
yeah.
behind it was just horrible.
Kevin, what are your thoughts on that stuff?
I wrote my thoughts down and then listening to everybody's opinions on it.
I scratched that up and threw it away.
Yeah, no. It wasn't that I threw it away. It's more like I like the idea of it, but if it's not like a continuation of a story with like everybody said about Titus,
The characters
like,
that you
'cause-
care for.
yeah, because
Yeah.
believe it or not, I only played 10-2, so I don't have the experience of playing 10.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
Oh
apologize.
man.
no, it's you're fine, you're fine. But I actually enjoyed this. I didn't enjoy the story because I'm not gonna lie, I got like 60 hours in and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I got lost and I dropped the game because I was like, I'm not gonna restart.
Mhm.
But if they continue the story with the characters, I understand it, but it's not. It's two completely different characters. I forgot which one of their names was. What was it?
Yuna
Pain.
And and who? What was the other?
Aim, yeah.
Pain.
Yeah.
Kane. What was it?
I remember Jack. Jack was the dad. Was it? I think it was.
Yeah.
Jack was the dad. Titus
Yeah.
was obviously the protagonist in
Mhm.
X, and then X2 it was Yuna, Riku, and Pain. See, because the thing is that every single Final Fantasy game has its protagonist, like its main character, its face of the game. X Titus, fucking 8 Leon, 9 Zidane, 7 Cloud, fucking 12 is Vaughn, even though you keep on like switching and shit. If they made a 7-2 where you only played as like fucking Tifa, as a protagonist. You had Tifa, Yuffie, and fucking Red 13 as an example.
Now,
Or
hold on.
that'd be really weird. You know
That's
what I mean?
that's a good example, but at the same time, they have done spin-offs and with some popular characters. They've done one with Zack and they've done one with Vincent,
here's the
and
here's the
they
thing.
wound up doing really well.
Yes, they have done well, but they're not a titled sequel because Final Fantasy VII is Cloud. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy Crisis Core is Zack. Final Fantasy Dirge of Cerberus is fucking Vincent. Those are their standalone games. This is Final Fantasy X Part 2,
Yeah.
which has nothing to fucking do with Tidus, who is the face of
So,
the thing.
so are you saying though, if it had a different title, it'd be better?
It would be at least its own property. It would have
Uh-huh.
its own concept. Because you hear Final Fantasy X, you think Blitzball, you think Tidus, Waka, Orin, Kamari, Lulu even.
Yeah.
All these other fucking things that made it great. You have, Braska, Eject, and then you have 10 too. You expect something from Final Fantasy X that isn't just the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get pretty much only the 3 girls. I think everybody like Walker, they might like have this weird like cameo type appearance in it. So it's like you're missing the entire heart of the game, and you have this weird side story that doesn't actually grow anything.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, but I'm not saying it like it's perfect, but the idea of it having its own, like, I want it to be its own game, even though it relates to that. But you can't have both if you're related to the same name. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to be like, oh, you're part of Final Fantasy X, and you're a story that branched off somewhere along the line and be its own game. Like I was like that's impossible.
No, because it's very possible. Because isn't Crystal Chronicles set in fucking Final
Yes.
Fantasy 1?
Yes, but it's based in Final Fantasy. You know what I mean?
It's
but
based
that's
in the world of
one
one
Final
set
Fantasy
game.
1.
Yeah, it's based in that world, but it's a spin-off because it's still its own thing. It's Crystal Chronicles. It's not
But-
Final Fantasy 1, 2.
But what I'm
You know?
saying is Final Fantasy X. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I'm agreeing.
No. I get you.
No, but to be like I'm going to be part of Final Fantasy X, but then the story doesn't relate to any of the characters or pertain to any of the characters. It's difficult to make it its own, like, you know what I mean, like its own standalone game, because it's not gonna do well if it literally pertains to nobody of the fucking like reference that it's using. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to sell a game when you don't know what the fuck who the characters are and why they're there. Like, because I'm gonna be like,
It should have definitely had its own different fucking name, just not 10-2
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
10-3 even.
Yeah.
because I was thinking like I was gonna say like the same reference with like the what was it MOM, the Kingdom Hearts game, the rhythm game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and then I was like no, but it pertains to the story. Like it's based on the story's mainly primarily focused on Kyrie, but it still pertained to
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts.
it's funny. It's funny with that because like I would love to continue more of the story and just because like there's some aspects of the story that I do enjoy from Kingdom Hearts. So like when I heard that a rhythm game like still continues the story, I was just like,
Like
I'm
if
not
it
gonna
was a-
play it, and now I'm gonna miss out on important parts of the story, and now I'm like
Like-
just completely lost.
like there
Didn't
was-
you like that Zelda rhythm game?
I
That-
didn't
that's
actually.
Oh, Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah, Crypt of the Necrodancer, like Zelda spin-off.
But the thing is, that's
I
not
didn't like it
lore.
much.
That's just like
Yeah.
a kind of.
It's a spin-off.
They took the name and they made a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, even a lot of-
final thoughts, Danny.
But even a lot of the other Final Fantasies, like the Dirge of Cerberus or the one with Zack and all those people, they still continue
Crisis.
the story.
Crisis
Crisis Core. They greatly increased their story. They gave you way more feedback on how Cloud got there, how Cloud became what he became.
Mhm.
Like it greatly gave you way more lore in the story, and 13 didn't. 13-2 didn't. It was
Mhm.
you can
Oh
take
god,
that out.
I forgot
take
13
that
was a
out.
thing.
I mean, not
Yeah.
13, but 12. I meant 10.
10,
I forgot
10,
13.
10.
10-2 didn't. The 13 didn't do it either. But
Yeah. Okay.
Final thought. Final
Okay.
thought.
X2 should have been 13. That's it.
Yeah. Final thought. Pain's ability, the Buster Sword, is the best ability. If you use
Okay.
guns, you're wasting your fucking time.
Okay, so you're starting a whole other conversation. We're gonna move on.
Also, final thought. Pain is a dollar store Lulu, and we
Okay.
can all agree on that.
Okay, all right. So next article, we're gonna talk about again more Final Fantasy. So
Hell yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 has been apparently so popular lately that it ran out of digital codes in their store. So again, they ran out of digital codes in their store because people were buying so much. So that's the way that everyone's been marketing this thing is that like they're sold out, which is not really the case. They mostly just closed off the store and started a wait list for people to buy the codes because there are so many people are buying the game right now. First, this is good news. Like I don't have a problem with this. This good on Square and good on Final Fantasy 14. I'm glad that it's getting the popularity it deserves after all the hard work they did trying to like revamp everything again. The second thing is like a part of the reason why Danny's the one that mentioned this to me is the part of the reason why the popularity is booming right now is because this one guy, for example, Osmond Gold, he's a huge WoW streamer, a World of Warcraft streamer, and he has made it very clear that he's been bored of the game lately and he was trying to move on to something else and he found Final Fantasy 14 and he gave it a lot of praise. So a lot of people have been jumping ship and jumping on board to Final Fantasy because he has been as well. So that kind of worked out in their favor. So what do you guys think of that news with the boom on Final Fantasy? Since we talked about it too, since we still have yet to play together, I know you guys are waiting for me to level up. So right now I just hit 35. I just got my paladin.
Jesus.
I just yeah.
Baby, what the fuck?
I just got my paladin class today. I don't have time. I played today. That's pretty much it. Like this entire week, I played today as much as I could. I was level 25 when I started this morning. I got up to level 10. I gained 10 levels. Danny helped me out with a couple of things, and then that's pretty much it. But what do you guys think of the news?
Just pick on somebody. Pick on somebody.
Anybody.
You guys vote for me because I have so.
Yeah, Randy.
I think it's pretty funny that they ended up running out of codes, but it's also really good because honestly, 14 they've done the right thing in trying to actually improve everything with their game. Not just like, oh, we're gonna tack on some extra story, extra raids or whatever. No, we're gonna fix the classes, we're gonna add extra classes, we're gonna try to have a different type of thing so that everybody could have their preferred playstyle. Because me personally, I love mages, but what if someone wants to kind of like, first off, Final Fantasy has so many fucking classes because there's black mage, white mage, red mage, fucking blue mage. You got the additional shit from machinist, then it's fucking just insane.
Summoner.
Yeah, of course, because it's like you have your bases, and then you also have you also have everything that they wanted to add with 14 or anything that they could have added in any other fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so diverse, and they're really going with the lore from everything. WoW stagnated. WoW had potential. It was very strong, and honestly, what the fuck is it? Osmongold?
Yeah.
Good on him for promoting it because 14 deserves a lot more attention than WoW does.
Mm-hmm.
As someone that used to love fucking World of Warcraft, 14 just fucking dude.
I wonder if this is gonna like scare Blizzard into changing things up again like they did with Cataclysm.
They changed too late.
I don't think so. Because they're too focused on like Overwatch 2 and Diablo. So.
True.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They settled for the shitty pattern that the consumer decided to kind of like keep Blizzard in for a while. Because everyone was just like, oh yeah, sure, we're just gonna take whatever the fuck we get, and as it slowly deteriorates, we're still gonna be happy with it. It got a lot simpler, and that's what kind of made it boring as fuck.
The sad part about it is that I feel like Blizzard got cucked into being comfortable, and then that's what they think the consumer enjoys, being comfortable. They're like, no, they like difference. Nobody likes to be the same. They don't like giving the same meal every day. If you eat potatoes for 2 months, you're gonna be tight. I mean, you're gonna be like livid or excited when you get like cheese fries or something. You know what I mean? Like a little change goes a long way. And I can see them. I'm actually glad that this happened to Square. Like Final Fantasy 14 is an amazing game. I'm actually angry at myself that I stopped playing it. I enjoy the game so much. I like praise it. as like my first MMORPG to play and be like, wow, I could play this shit like the rest of my life and never get tired of it. Like
You burnt yourself out from it.
I literally burnt to the point that I burned myself out and I had to take a year off. Like the game is amazing and it deserves all the praise that it gets. But before I even go further on, before I even read the article, there was this weird ass fucking advertisement for like cream for the bum bum for it to stop itching, and that's the first thing that popped up when I read the article, and I was so confused about it. But
What? Wait, what popped up?
it was a bum cream.
Oh, on the
commercial
article.
on the article, and I was like, why does it keep popping up? And it popped up like 8 times, and I was like, I can't read this. But Final Fantasy 14, keep doing you. You guys came from like, what was it? Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No,
now.
it was 14
Final
vanilla,
Fantasy
and
14, that's
Realm
it.
Reborn was the second one.
remake was
After they literally nuked the servers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game preview, like the I would say the vanilla Final Fantasy 14. I'm glad that they took the steps that they did. They worked on the game, actually worked on the game, listened to the consumers,
Mhm.
and like look at them now. They got a shit ton of classes.
You know, the original game didn't have jumping.
Really?
the
Yeah.
fuck out.
I don't remember that.
The original
Oh
game when it
wait,
first came
yeah.
out-
Wait, wasn't that for
I played it.
13? I mean, wasn't
No,
that for
14.
11?
No, 14.
14. Wow.
Did not have jumping, did not have auto attack, did not have. It was like a list of shit. It was like, what do you mean you don't have this? This is common sense shit.
That's
Like,
funny.
Bro, if I can't jump, why can't I move faster?
Are you one of those who just holds forward and jump the entire time while
Yeah.
you're going while you're going down a
Yeah.
path?
Yeah, because for me, like the first thing I actually spent money on Final Fantasy 14, so I have to play the game, and I bought Cloud's motorcycle, and that was my first mount.
Danny was telling me about that. Yeah.
That's just like
And
$30.
it
That's just
was
like
the-
$30.
It was
Jeez.
$30, and now I have it, and I was like, I gotta go back to play the game.
I thought
Oh,
about it,
man.
man.
Is,
So,
is
yeah.
it still an option?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's the
I
vibe,
just got
$30.
my first mount today too. Like,
Oh, man.
because apparently like I was supposed to get it like a while ago, but like I didn't progress.
the
I didn't
story
progress
quest.
fast enough in the story quest because I was
That's why I keep
busy.
saying the main story quest in that
Yeah.
game is just the only thing you
Yeah.
really concentrate because everything unlocks from it.
Yeah, so I
Danny,
just
don't worry. Don't worry, at like levels 55, I got my mount. So you're doing good, but you're doing
oh
good.
yeah. All right. So we're gonna go on to the next one. We don't. I
Wait,
don't-
I never
Wait,
got
wait,
to
we
me.
didn't get fucking
you
sober.
said
Danny.
you're gonna talk for like an hour. Go ahead.
No, okay, this is what I'm gonna say. The Osmond Gold thing. The
Yeah.
biggest thing about it is that he was the biggest WoW. Sorry, he had 250,000 people watched his first playthrough of the game. Right
Yeah. Well, like when he
What is
first like popped in the game.
when he first, that first day that because he announced, he'd been convinced by tons of people who are always debating WoW versus. He's a super hardcore WoW fan.
Yeah.
Still is. Still plays it. It's not like he doesn't play. He still does, and he still promotes that he does think WoW is on one hand a little bit better than Final Fantasy in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
When the problem is that what he had and the problem everybody's had is that WoW, like Destiny and like all these other games, they diluted their content.
He
where
mentioned
they
it, not me.
They give you this little bit of whatever it is that's new, and it's a really small tidbit, like a new weapon or whatever it is, and they hide it behind this super long 3-month grind. And this is like 3 months of like you have to hardcore playing the game, and to get this new cheesy weapon, and then every like either expansion or patch or whatever what you want to call it was like that. And wow, Final Fantasy 14 wasn't like that. Every patch they had tons of raids, tons of new dungeons, tons of content. Every expansion you get 2 new classes, more races. It's just why there's so many classes in the game right now because every expansion came with at least 2
Mhm.
more.
So I just have a question. So do you guys think that Blizzard burnt out like their consumers by like
That was that's part of my point is Blizzard has always been a trend with them. This is not something new. They've been doing this for God knows how long. I mean, Randall talks about how he used to play it as well and
Oh,
got burnt out
motherfucker.
because he because he saw that the product is no good. But what happens is people were bitching. You had 250,000 people who watch this guy stream, and they all agree with him, and they all think, yeah, he's bitching. But at the same time, what was happening is all millions of people are still playing the game. You can bitch all you want, but why are you still playing? You know, and that was always the trend. Is yeah, you guys are complaining, but we still have over 3 million people playing the game, active users playing the game.
I, I,
So
I,
who cares what you think? You know,
I,
and that was Blizzard's mentality is like, yeah, I know you're complaining, but you're still playing, right?
I see.
Okay, go play something else. You'll be back. There's nothing that compares, and it wasn't for a while. And
I,
finally, the Final Fantasy 14, people come and playing and realize, oh wait, there is something more. There is something new, and then it just had that trickle down effect where it was just one. It just took one good player to start playing. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
else go, oh wow, yeah, this is what I remember. This is what I used to like about raiding. It was what I like about playing Final
Okay,
Fantasy.
Kevin. Final thought for you.
in all like all honesty, I do understand it. I'm gonna do like I guess a short thing. I'm gonna take a shot now. I'm gonna put it on camera. But the aspect, like, I get that if it's not good, play something else, because Tekken, believe it or not, is like that. Like, it doesn't. They,
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna say it. Tekken is my favorite fighting game, but I fucking hate it because the net code is god awful.
Mm.
You can play with, I can literally play with Danny, and Danny can literally be on the other side of my building, and it will be like I'm playing him from 3 million miles away, which it's like the distance of the sun. So like the match will be laggy, and I get that.
Yeah.
But this is a move that I understand, that it's like they Final Fantasy has like literally did a lot of renovation when it comes to the the gameplay, the classes. It did a lot to deserve like getting this praise, and I'm glad. And I just hope that they don't stop. Like, I just hope we get like an absurd amount of classes, to the point that we don't have time to literally level up every class. I know people are going to do it, but we don't have enough time to level up every class.
Yeah.
And hold on, I gotta.
All right. So while you do that,
One more thing,
real
I
quick,
do
real.
I do really think that Osmond Gold and all the people who left, their main purpose with doing this is kind of like a strike. They're
Yeah.
Yeah,
going,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what, fuck you, we're gonna leave. You guys think we're coming back? You know, we're gonna be back for a while, and then
yep,
September will come or November come with the Endwalker. We'll play that shit
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
yep,
until you
Yeah.
guys
Okay. All
actually
right.
do
All right.
something. And I
All
think
right.
finally, maybe it'll work. We never know.
All right.
yep.
So this article, just real quick, this is more of an update for the whole fucking Silent Hill blooper stuff that's going on. Some more news on that again. Just an update. That's all it is. Developers have been rumored to make the Silent Hill game, but now have in a sense denied it. So in an article from Game Informer, they have listed 3 code names slash titles that have descriptions, and none of them are Silent Hill ish. They're very unique horror descriptions of some games that they're working on. So I just want to remind everybody, remember the conspiracy talk that we had a while back that Blue Box was thought to be Hideo Kojima's fake studio, he's making a Silent Hill game for the Blue Box under the guise of a game called Abandoned. That was denied by the CEO of Blue Box. Then Bluebird was announced to be working with Konami on a horror game, so people assumed that too, that they were the ones working on Silent Hill. That may not be true as well, now that they have announced the 3 games that they're working on. Doesn't seem like it's Silent Hill. So I think people are kind of just itching for Silent Hill for some reason, or maybe they're just itching for Kojima to be involved, or who knows. So
They got a
that's,
trigger finger. They need to calm down. Already.
yeah. So
But
that's the
speaking of
update.
Kojima, I have a question,
Hmm.
and I
Have
know because I don't know if we're gonna touch the game of play, state of play thing. They
Yeah,
showed all that footage. Everybody saw
for Death
the
Stranding.
Death Stranding,
Hmm.
all that new footage. Now, was any of that in the original game?
No, no, it wasn't.
So, do you guys think that they would turn it into more of an action game and less
Nope,
fucking I walk,
nope. I don't think so.
or
I
or they're
think
just they're promoting it as, look, there's more action, come play it.
I think they're trying to make it seem that way, and I don't think it's going to be as more action packed as you'd think it'd be, because the thing is that even though they've improved the stealth mechanics and the melee combat, and even added some new weapons and stuff like that, the actual combat in the game itself is too far apart from each other. Like the only time that you actually fight anything is either a boss battle or when you run into a camp while you're actually doing your deliveries and stuff, and those happen very rarely. So unless you want to fight every single freaking ghost, I forget what they're called now, but unless you want to fight every single ghost and every single enemy, it's still the same fucking game. Like
Okay,
you're
so-
still just walking.
So it's a pizza delivery, Danny Phantom Sim. Got you.
It's a very angry pizza man trying to travel around the world, like with
But he
some
fights
new
ghosts.
weapons. Yeah, and he fights ghosts. So it's just
I think they said that on that it's just a $10 extra.
for the upgrade. Yeah, if you own the game already.
Yeah, which I think is pretty good because for people who own the game or might be a little disappointed.
The funny thing
and
with
want a
that,
little more, maybe maybe this might appease them a little bit more than what the original game is.
yeah.
But because they already beat it, it's kind of like already been there, done that.
Yeah, actually, there was another podcast I was listening to. I don't remember who mentioned it, but he was worried that with the upgrade, does that mean that are the servers are gonna? Because I don't know if you guys know, like with the gameplay mechanics, for the like when it comes to the connected world, but you're collecting resources throughout the game, and you're actually building highways and ramps and charging stations and things like that, and those things that you build in this world will be seen in other people's games. So you can essentially create an entire highway with the help of the rest of the community in order for you to get to point A to point B a lot faster. So someone was worried that with this upgrade that they were going to pretty much start things over, and especially now with the new gen hardware, and nobody knows if they're going to use the same servers and stuff. People were worried that they're just going to have to start all over. Now, I forgot I was going to mention with the rest of that, but yeah, that was one of the things they were worried about, and I was just like, I don't see much to this. That's pretty much it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry. Kojima himself said he would not call this a director's cut. He would call this, I forget what it was, the term he said, but he's like, he doesn't like the term director's cut. And in my head, I'm just like, why is this called a director's cut in the first place? This is your game. You directed, produced, wrote this game. This is your game studio. Why don't you have a say in what the game is called? And even why is it called a director's cut? So you mean to tell me there were things that you were forced to cut out of the game that's your game that you made yourself? Like, you're not working for anybody else. This is your game with your development studio, and you needed to cut things out? I don't understand that. So, like, there's a lot of confusion to this stupid term called director's cut, which I feel like it's just a new trend to call things like Ghost of Tsushima. Now they're calling that a director's cut when it's really just like an ultimate edition or a definitive edition or something like that.
It's a new game of the year.
It's a new game of the year. Like, it's a new term, and I don't like that. I hate that.
Yeah,
But Kojima agrees.
The last time I heard director's cut was Sonic XD. I mean DX.
Holy shit.
And that wasn't even a director's cut. That was just another Sonic game. I was like, that was just Sonic Adventure. Like, I stop trying to make new terms. If it's a game of the year, just call it game of the year. It saves everybody the trouble.
Well, they can't call it game of the year if it didn't get the best reviews to become the greatest game of the year. But
calling it like
Ultimate Edition,
Ultimate
Definitive Edition,
or fucking Samurai Edition for Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima. Call it something. Give it an original name.
Yeah.
Like, if you use director's cut, you confuse the audience. You confuse everyone. That you confuse the producers. You confuse the people working on the game. It's like, is this a director's cut? No. Then what the fuck is it? Like, it's very confusing if you use certain words and expect it to be like, oh, it's just giving you everything.
I
you
blame
want.
Zack Snyder.
I blame Kojima. Said black sex.
Yeah.
You started that trend. You started that trend. Bring back the Snyder cut.
Bring back the Snyder cut.
No, fuck it. Every single game, Snyder cut. That's it. Ghost of Tsushima.
Snyder cut.
I do think I do think maybe even Kojima himself realized that, his ultimate vision wasn't what everybody expected or wanted or whatever it was. Yeah, it had great story. Yeah, it had whatever. But at the end of the day, even he realized people complained that it was a walking sim. So he had to do something to make it interesting, and that was the name that they probably came up with. I mean, obviously, it's his place, it's his thing, but he doesn't have like every single fucking right to every little thing. It's you
He
should get a
does.
team.
It's
They
even his.
own
No,
Is
he has
he owns the
final say.
IP and the name.
they
Yes,
own
he has final say. But at the end of the day, you're working with people. You know what I
they,
mean? You're working with a team. So if your team goes, let's call this director's cut, so that people are happy, and he goes, fine, let's do
You
it, so
mean to
they're
tell
happy.
me that he can create a walking simulator game that either you love or you hate? And
Yeah,
he's okay with
yeah.
that, but he has to bend over
He's not bending over.
to make a title to please some other people.
my thing is,
For
don't they
all
do?
you know, for all you know, they were making this game, and he's like, Kojima, this is stupid. This is just of his entire team telling him, look, this is stupid. This is not working
And he
out,
still made it.
and he
Yeah,
still made it. And then when they go, look, we told you this was bad. We were
They still made
right.
Metal Gear.
yeah, same Metal Gear.
we were right. You need to try to fix this. They were like, okay, fine. What do you want me to do? Oh, cause let's make it the right.
I
Let's
don't
make it
believe that
another
one
add-on.
bit.
No, no, no,
Call
no,
it
no,
an
I
no,
don't believe
addition.
that
I mean,
one
no, no,
bit.
no,
it's
no,
a team.
no,
It
because
just there's
Mm-mm.
not one man has all the power. This guy doesn't make the game. I mean,
no
he
that
does.
but he has the idea. That's like going to that's like selling a script to a movie company, and then
Yeah.
they keep the name. They're not gonna change the name because they're not gonna think of something. Like he has the right to be like, I don't want to change the name. It could be
No,
fucking
no.
it could be
Well,
Walking Sim.
that's a horrible example because
It is a
when
horrible
writers
example.
use that happens all the
Yeah,
time.
yes, but
Adaptation
what
of
I'm
books,
saying,
but when
but what I'm
things
saying,
happen all
but,
the time, it gets
but what I'm
destroyed by other people.
Mm-hmm.
But
but what I'm saying is the idea that they have and the title that they can use. He has all right to say that I don't want to change my name. He has the right to say that. Him
yeah,
saying that, yeah,
but
It's
but
the
that,
reason why he came out with his own
even
development
he
company,
knows.
anyways.
yeah, but he
Yes,
has
but even at the end of the day, regardless of how much you own this company or whatever it is, it's still a company, and companies have to buy by certain
You
things,
just said so
stockholders, things like that.
yourself not too long ago that people will buy whatever Kojima pulls out. So now you're telling
Yeah,
me that he's catering to other people because he wants people to buy his thing?
no, because it's not because he wants them to buy it. He's catering to his team of people because
Randy.
he's
Uh,
catering to his entire team. I mean, like if we all work together, this is the Drunken Podcast, right? This
Yeah.
is your podcast. But if I strongly disagree against something, and then we're gonna talk it out, am I right?
Yeah.
TDG director's cut.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, we're gonna fuck it didn't work. We need to figure out a way together to figure out how this shit works. Yes, it's your podcast, but we work on it, right?
Yeah.
Same exact thing. He has his team that he worked on this, and he might even feel like he failed his team for all he knows. So he's trying to come up with, they came up with something to, fuck my team. You guys should have been. I feel like you guys should have been way more credit than you guys did because you guys did so much work in this game making my vision come to life. What can we do? And this is what they came out, and this is what
And
they
they
needed
came
to
out
do.
with better melee and more guns in a game that you barely use guns. Like the
But
game is already out. It's one thing.
yeah,
It's one
but
thing.
this is what people complained about. They complained about how the game. They complained how the game didn't have enough combat, so they kept putting more combat in it. I mean, I can't.
It doesn't have more combat. All they added was a better melee mechanics and more weapons to use in the combat that is already offered in the game.
isn't that like when people were complaining in Batman about driving, and then they got more driving and got
And nobody liked it.
and nobody liked it?
Yeah.
That's basically what this is. They're adding stuff to a game that it doesn't. It's not adding it. It's not going to change the game. It's not going to make the game better.
Mhm.
It's
But
just
we
going.
don't.
No.
But
But that.
until we play it, we don't know.
So you're saying if
Oh,
you
there's
add
that
guns to a
again. We
walking
can't have an
sim,
opinion unless we play the game.
I'm gonna play the game and then I'm gonna
I
violently
All that.
yes, I am. We are pretty sure because the game was so bad that it's not going to improve. But what if? what if they fucking like? And this is why he said this is not just a fucking director's cut. This is way more than
No,
that.
he didn't
Because he
say
tried
that.
to,
He says he doesn't like the fact that it's called a director's cut because he doesn't
yeah,
believe it is
yeah,
a
you're right.
director's cut.
Danny, Silver
Because
Garden,
they,
you
because they made new content. It's basically because they said they made all new content and
Yes,
content
exactly.
wasn't actually cut out.
Yes.
Fine, and fine. We all can agree that this shouldn't be called a
no,
director's cut. It
no,
should be called something else. Yes, I do agree with that. But
something additional.
director's cut sounds prettier, right? Especially
Yeah,
right
it
now.
does.
So,
Does it?
but yeah, because it's a hype. It's the Zack Snyder, all that bullshit. So
Oh,
it's
the
a hype,
Snyder
right?
effect. The Snyder effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
a,
you're
it's
thinking
a
to yourself,
Snyder effect.
oh my God, what are the things that we missed out on? I have to play this game again because we missed out on a lot of stuff that they cut out the game.
But
What if
not
it was
really.
called Kojima Cut?
I like your cut.
But the
G.
first
If it was
game
called
was Kojima cut.
you all be like, this shit is this shit is better.
The first
Oh
game
my
was the
God. Nah,
Kojima cut. You can't,
yeah.
you couldn't even call it that either.
Yeah, you can't. But I think this should be called "Oh shit, we fucked up." We're trying to appease you.
That would have been an amazing.
Is that gonna
fight.
fit on the box?
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it has a little paper and it just keeps going. It's like, oh shit, we fucked up. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Something.
All right, so we talked on that more than I thought we would, but we're gonna move on. Damn, what was Death Stranding? Death Stranding. Fuck. Okay.
You have to add addition. It's not gonna be a real addition unless you add.
No, just fuck.
Fuck.
Just fuck. So all right. So we're gonna go on to a new article that I kind of scrambled to add in here because it was just announced today. Valve has announced that their own handheld system to rival the Switch in a sense is out, or not out, but it's gonna be you're gonna be able to pre-order it starting tomorrow. What is it? The 16th tomorrow, July. So it's a portable all-in-one PC is what they're calling it. In a Game Informer article, they say it's comparable to a gaming laptop. You can install software on it and, of course, play your Steam games. From the GI article, it says handheld using AMD's Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architecture and sports 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM. The Steam Deck is available in 64 gigs, 256, 512 of a hard drive space, which can be added onto a micro SD card. So another part of the article says Valve is including on the system. It's a 7-inch 1280 by 800 LCD touchscreen, flanked with controls on each side. The Steam Deck features analog stick buttons. Oh, excuse me. And triggers you'd want on a controller. It has triggers in the back as well. It has a gyro sensor, so that puts it on par with the Nintendo Switch features as well. It'll also have a docking station, so you can connect it to a TV or another monitor. So the base console, which is I believe is 64 gig, is running for 400, and I think it goes up to about 650 is the price, I believe, for 512 gigabytes.
512.
Yeah, so again, they're gonna do pre-order starting tomorrow, July 16th. This system looks fucking cool. I'm not that heavy of a PC player, so I don't know how much I want it, but it still looks cool nonetheless, and I gotta understand why other people are wanting it. So Kevin, what were your thoughts on that?
It's better than the Switch LED. I can tell you that.
Yes.
Right now.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I sent this article to Dan like as soon as I saw it, and I was like, "It's better than the Switch Pro, huh?"
Yeah.
I like the idea that Valve is finally getting into the like it's a I don't know if the idea of it with Sober Garden was talking about was carpal tunnel, and I've
Yeah.
already suffered that with the Switch, so I
Yeah.
don't mind suffering with.
It's
with,
big enough now too. Like it's wide and it's big enough for
Whoa.
people with big hands as well.
Oh, sir, watch your hands, sir.
So you could put your hands on it just nice and snug.
But if I'm not mistaken, there's There's like a handheld computer thing that Amazon sells. You can buy it, and I think it's around the same price as this, but it's probably as much as the same price as the most expensive version of this, which is like $650.
Yeah.
But I like that you could just play your Steam games on it. I like if I didn't have a laptop, I definitely would have bought this.
I mean, you got to admit too, it's Valve. Like Valve, they bring quality stuff.
I'm taking a shot, but you can play Guilty Gear on PC with mods. Come
You're
on,
just
bro.
looking for any excuse to just drink at this point.
Yeah, I know, right?
No.
Shit,
But I'm
shit
saying,
started. Manager's like, "Oh, I'm 30 shots in," and I'm like, "Dude, relax."
no, I'm 16 now.
Oh,
No, but what I'm saying is like you can literally play whatever game you want. You can download a game. You can have emulators. You can play an emulator on it.
Mhm.
You can be like, oh, you're trying to play Super Smash Bros. Like, oh, not Super Smash.
Here's the thing
And then-
too. You can get xCloud on it too and still play your
get X-
Xbox games.
Exact-
also, Danny, we could play dishwasher.
you can play
Look,
dishwasher.
and it'll probably actually work.
Exactly.
Hopefully,
You can. I bet you. The only thing is that the 1280 by 800 is kind of, it's understandable.
Yeah.
But I saw the gameplay for it and I didn't like how it looked. But I was like, that's understandable. It's a handheld system. I'm not expecting it to look like golden and everything. But
Yeah.
it was just like the idea to the thought that I had that you can play your Steam games on the go. Like I don't have to lug my laptop somewhere. I can just take that with me, record
Mhm.
gameplay and everything. And that it makes traveling so much easier. And it's like I'm grateful. I'm glad that they did this, and I'm copping. I'm copping that. I'm not gonna cop the new Switch. I'm just gonna spend $400 on getting that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
person.
all our
I'm
white
considering.
viewers,
I'm
please say what
considering it
copy
too.
means.
Cop means to buy or purchase the item. It does not
And
mean the
Grab
police.
it. To
And
grab
that's
it,
that's
copy
been
it.
Ebonics with the Drunken Guardian.
There you go. Put hands on the person.
So Randy, what about you with the system? You interested?
I'm kind of, yeah, because you can actually play The Witcher on something that's good handheld.
Yeah.
Was that-
Good point.
That was a check.
Just gonna crack Switch again.
Yeah.
No, it is pretty interesting because I mean I guess it'll kind of give me more incentive to okay, so for PC as of now I just kind of just play League, but a
You can
part of
play
me does
League-
want to
You can play League on the go though now.
Yeah.
fuck off.
No, I'm being serious. You can
Now
literally
now
play
who's
League
gonna
on-
be
online.
now who's gonna be
Online.
busy playing while we're getting together and having lunch?
You're gonna have your
Yeah,
Switch.
right?
You're gonna have his League playing.
Yeah.
Playing Paper Mario.
Oh my god. No, but it's there's a bunch of other single player games that I want to play, but I also I don't know. Most of my time is nighttime. Now that this is a handheld, I guess I could squeeze some
Hours in.
game. Yeah, just early on, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems pretty interesting. What was it? 650?
$650
For
for
the
the most
the
expensive form.
high end one too. It would have been nice too if they
Also, wanna
made
know-
the high end one, they put an OLED screen for the high end one. Like get a
Yeah.
freaking pay 700 and you get the big ass hard drive and an OLED screen. Would have been nice.
Honestly, 650 for a handheld computer. That's amazing.
Yeah. Danny, what were you gonna say?
What was this?
Or,
There you go, right
I
there.
mean, I know you're not
Oh,
much
I
of a
get that.
hardcore gamer, but you're interested in this.
Uh,
I mean, sorry, hardcore PC gamer.
this looks like it's gonna give me carpal tunnel because there's too many buttons. I think they got too complex on this.
Mm-hmm.
The two mouses that I really don't think are gonna work right. If you
But-
ask me.
But I can tell you, I can give you an honest opinion. Because it's a mini computer, you can literally just bring a controller, and it's solve
Yes.
the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that
You could dock
that
it, too.
was What ended up happening, and I think that's what's ended up happening since it's a smaller computer. But how powerful would this thing be? And if you look at the specs, the shit only has 4 hours of fucking gameplay.
The battery life.
No.
Yeah,
No,
the battery
it's-
life.
The battery
literally-
life 7 to 8.
No. They already announced that they were playing Death Stranding, and it lasted 2 to 4 hours.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, and they
Hmm.
there was
To
another.
be fair, that's kind of not a bad thing.
Well, it depends. It depends on the situation.
How long-
Russ,
How long
Like-
does a Switch usually last? Undocked. For me,
Well,
it's 3 hours. I get 3 hours.
3
max.
hours. It lasts a lot longer for me.
For me, it's 3 hours max because mine's is used. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I only get 3 hours.
I'd probably
for my
call
Switch.
it about maybe 5 or 6 hours for me if I'm playing nonstop on docked.
so that's kind of my point. Is how long would this PC, especially once you start doing stuff to it. You know what I mean? Once you start overclocking in and putting in and adding all types of it's doing that now with the base. It's 4 hours. Once you start adding stuff and making it happen, way too many apps and things on it, this thing's not gonna run. It's not gonna run the way people think. I think at the bare minimum it's gonna be good, but because it's too complex, I think it's where its faults lie.
You ruined my hype.
Well, that's because I wanted to, because it looked fun. Don't get me wrong, and I was
Yeah.
excited for it, but I wanted to look at those little facts,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the things that you think of when you. That's the things that actually count that you don't really think of.
No, that's
I mean,
true.
look-
I did not think of the battery life. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, to counter that point, how long do you? Oh my god, fucking game
Stop-
just
Stop
game just
playing
opened.
fucking Under Night.
Shut up! My ears just started bleeding. To counter that point, how long do you like if you have a hand when you had a handheld back in the days? How long would you play that? Would it be the entire day?
Should
You know what I mean? Like,
days.
The last
Like,
last days, it's fucking Game Boy. Game Boy fucking was.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's literally a pick up and put down kind of situation. Like for you, Dan, Sober Guardian, it would be like you can literally take it to work instead of like bringing your laptop. You can bring that. Not saying that you would. I'm not gonna say that. But you take that, you play it a little bit on your break or whatever, and then you just go about your day. And if you want, you could do work on it. It's not
Yeah,
only
but
just
but here's the thing: you take it, you bring it to work, you forget to shut it off, it fucking dies.
I was just gonna say like yes,
just
it is
put
a
it
good
down.
it is a good point that you could you could pick it up for like 30 minutes to an hour, play it on your break, whatever it may be, or like a train ride, especially being in New York,
But
you're
it's
in a
so
subway
big
everywhere.
for that.
But what happens when you
Ooh.
forget to charge, or it's just dying more than usual because it's using up so many resources, or you're
Yeah,
using a
because
high
you
end
did
game,
because you did way too much shit to it. So
and now
you have a game pause because it said it could pause a game, and then you're playing another one.
Randy's in the middle of League of Legends and it dies on him.
damn.
How pissed would he be?
Well, first off,
First of all, you never
I have
do
to
that.
be a
You never do
jackass.
that. You
No,
never
I would
do
have to
that.
be a jackass to play on low battery.
Low
But you're
battery.
only human. But you're only human, though. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you didn't notice. Maybe you just
I'm
so into
human,
the
but not a
game.
fucking idiot.
First of all, who plays a league match for 30 minutes? That's a scumbag.
Wait, no. First off,
Yeah.
league matches go up to like 55 now with all like the unbalanced and fucking
But that's what I'm
tug of
saying.
war
Who,
ass shit.
who plays league for 30 minutes or like 15 minutes and it's like, I'm gonna get out of here. You know what I mean? Like on something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. League is one of those games that it's so you're like one more
Yeah.
match,
You-
like
you have
7
to-
fucking times.
You have to be committed. Like you're spending at least 40, like an hour. I would say an hour
Mhm.
minimum on matches. If you drop that, then it doesn't make sense. I get it, but for you guys, like for me, this is something that is like amazing because I take my laptop everywhere and I'm so scared to like break it or something like that. That with this being like so like it's practically the same size as a Switch.
Just make sure you bring your charger with you.
Just bring my charger. I mean, that's not an issue for me.
Yeah.
Like bringing the charger and like doing that because I've done that so often.
Yeah.
I'm so used to handheld dying. So like for me, this is like it's so universal. So I don't have to lug this big ass laptop. I could just take this small ass Switch, record a video, and then like by the end of the day, I'm like, all right, cool, I could post it. You know what I mean? Like it's a smaller laptop. Is what I'm saying.
It's a smaller laptop, but it's still not a small device. It's not a device you keep in your pocket.
No,
Definitely a device you
no.
keep in your
Oh,
bag.
definitely.
It's
I
not a
wonder how
device-
heavy it
I'm
is. Did
sorry.
we get a weight? Like, did they tell you how much it weighs?
No,
I don't know how heavy that thing is because
And then
it's
that also
definitely
depends
heavier
on
than a
that.
Switch.
because it's gonna have way more components inside of it, so it's gonna be heavier.
Mhm.
Then will it be? That was the question I was thinking about before. But you don't. This is not something you pull out on a train without worried about getting snatched. No, honestly, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
maybe the top models.
I
You don't play this shit on a
You
train.
can
You
get
don't play this
jumped.
shit on a train.
But
Yeah.
the chances of that happening is like the chances of you getting your phone robbed on the train. You know what I
It
mean? Like how like it does happen.
It does
but-
happen, but this is a little
but
different. It's a big fucking device. They just grab
But that's
it. and
what that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, what would you still pull your phone out if you had that risk? You know what I mean? Like to change the song
I
or
mean,
whatever.
the
it is.
risk is always there.
But everybody has a
Still pull your
then
fucking phone out.
everybody has a
think-
has a phone.
I think
So
But
Danny.
that's-
like
But that's what
It's
I'm
just
saying.
been
It's
so
the
long
same-
since Danny's lived in New York or been in New York. That's all it is.
he thinks the moment
He still
he
he
comes
still
in the
thinks
street-
he still thinks it's the '80s with the what do you call it
Hell yeah.
the Warriors.
Yeah,
we
bro.
did the project, bro.
That was even more dangerous.
Exactly.
It was actually more dangerous back in the fucking 80s.
You want to know?
That's what I'm saying.
know how-
That's what he meant.
You
Yeah.
want to know how to prevent that in New York? You don't sit by the door. You sit in the middle of the train. and then you sit by no one, and you're fine.
Or you
I
just
get,
don't sit in the corners
and
either.
you don't sit in the coins. I
Yeah, right.
guarantee you would never get robbed. Well, not never, but it's your chances of getting things
They're
stolen from
down
you
like
is lower.
2%.
They're down by 2% because you need +5 armor to defend against attacks.
+5
But
armor.
that's-
You mean body
Okay,
armor?
regardless, regardless, the system is still quite. To me, it looks bigger, a little bigger than clunky because it has the buttons in the back, so you have to position your hand a little bit different because it's lower than what you would. It's not like the Xbox controller the PlayStation controller where the buttons kind of like bend back a little bit. It's way up there, So I think that's gonna fucking feel awkward for people. I can already tell the
Yeah.
double joystick D-pad thing to make it. They're trying to pretend like it's gonna be just like a mouse. It's not gonna. It's not.
Yeah,
I think
that-
you're
that-
just
It's not gonna
intimidated.
feel like a
I
mouse.
I think you're just
agree, that's
intimidated
the
by
thing,
it.
too. That's
That's my excuse. You're intimidated by it.
because for
Not
me,
intimidated. I think it's overcomplicated. I truly think this thing's overcomplicated for no reason. Like
I
it
think
needs
I
to,
think the older I was just talking about this with my professor actually how you think about the old school NES controller, two buttons and a D-pad. That's it. And then as systems progress and evolved, we getting more and more buttons into controllers. I can guarantee you, like 20 years from now, me and Danny are gonna start complaining that there's too many buttons on controllers because we can't handle it. So like this is probably the start of that, like with all those buttons on that Steam. The
I
Steam
bet, I
thing.
bet, I bet.
Is that why
I-
you don't play PC?
for me.
No, I can. Who, Danny or me?
Any of you? Because all the fucking keys on the keyboard.
No, I
love
handle
it.
it just
I love
fine.
it.
I'm
I
fine
shit,
with
I
it.
love
there's 20, there's
I
26
love-
buttons.
I love playing keyboard.
Keyboard and
keyboard.
mouse.
It's just I don't have a base for it in my house. I have kids.
Yeah. Like you look at the comparing a Nintendo controller now to a PlayStation 5 controller or an Xbox controller. Now we have that sensor pad in the middle, and even like those Pro controllers, they got the switches in the back now. Like they're adding more and more buttons. Like
And everything has a rumble pack now.
yeah,
You-
like
you want to know?
we
you
got
wanna know what's
we
fun-
got the Sense Touch whatever bullshit for the PS5 now. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry, Kevin.
No. The thing I was gonna say is that you want to know what I find so crazy when people say there's a lot of buttons and the controller is clunky. Like I look at the Nintendo 64 controller and I was like, but you were fine with this. This
Yeah,
this.
I had less.
That was comfy.
No, but that's
That
what I'm
was-
saying. Like you're
That was
comfortable with
comfy
something.
based on what game it is. Like usually when you played the N64 controller, you used that middle stick. You didn't use the D-pad at the same time.
Unless you're
Mhm.
playing
Very
Smash
few-
Bros.
Yeah, well,
D-pad was rarely used on the 64.
Yeah, it was really used, especially
But
at the same time.
But that's what I'm saying.
Usually
Like,
either or thing.
if buttons are an issue, you can always add a controller. Like you can. It's not like it's not an option. You can always have a controller that you're comfortable with. That's like
Yes. Yes, and I do agree. I do agree with that. That's what would be the end up
yeah.
being
But
the,
what,
the default setting for most people when they play this is going to be a
But I-
controller. But
but
you
I-
can't do a controller on the go.
yeah, that doesn't make sense. For me, I do agree that they're adding too many buttons. Like the buttons on the back for me confuse me because my Switch has the buttons on the back. So again, it doesn't affect me because
Oh, the Hori.
yeah, the Hori Pikachu Eevee thing, it has a button on the back, so I'm comfortable with that. I never say I use them because I don't even know what those buttons do, but they're there, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just something else that they're adding. Because I've had controllers that had that button, and it does something completely different for me. Like it would pop off the back for me or something. So I get like adding too much buttons can be like what would I say? It would be alarming, and it would be like something like to throw away consumers. But I would say after a while, you'll get used to not using the back because that's like
Yeah,
the touch screen.
it's
on
just
the,
an adjustment.
it's like the touch screen on the. If I don't know if you ever had a PS Vita, it's the same thing. You never use it unless you have to, like unless you're playing to piss off Randy, Uncharted, or if you want to use Gravity
It's
Rush.
also
like,
it's also like if you put someone who's never played a game before on a PlayStation or an Xbox or something, they're not gonna adjust right away. You give them a couple of months or a couple of years, depending on how often they play, and they'll get good eventually. Like it just takes adjustment, it takes coordination to get used to all these crazy interfaces and buttons and stuff like that for you to actually be decent.
But and so that's fine. And again, that's all like I agree with that. Once you start playing, you get the coordination and things like that. But I just think it's a little bit overcomplicated with the dual mouse pad. But fine,
yeah,
people will play things like fine.
of course.
But then there's like a lot of factors. Like we said, the battery, that's one factor. Then the
Mhm.
space,
Yeah.
the hard drive.
What
Like,
the fuck is 64 gigs?
yeah, it goes from 64. Honestly, that's a huge fucking jump from 64 to 512. Think
like,
about that.
give me, like,
If you need 512, then you're doing nothing with 64. Chances are good you might get a game that you can't even do 64 gigs.
what I would prefer. I would have preferred if they started off at 250 and then give you a terabyte,
Yeah.
and then make you pay
Yes.
like make you pay like 700. I would
Yeah.
Yeah,
prefer that, like, because that makes
that's expensive.
it is, but yeah, it is because
I wonder, are,
it's like almost three PlayStation, no, almost two PlayStations.
are they using like a typical platter hard drive type of thing too? Because like that's kind of iffy on a portable. Like you're shaking that
Mm-hmm.
shit, and you're probably just gonna scratch it up. And if you drop it, that hard
God,
drive is
oh my
done.
God,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hard drive is leaving the building. He's
And
gone.
they said, and I know they said it's a SSD hard drive.
Oh, it is SSD. Okay,
Yeah, it
so
is
that
an
makes it
SSD
more
hard drive.
expensive.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is why it makes it more expensive. Why it's so expensive for the bigger
Hmm.
ones. But again, how big are the games? I wish I saw
I mean,
a thing with
Steam games don't
they were
run that
asking
much unless you're getting something high end, like Randy said, The Witcher. Or are you playing Final
Final
Fantasy
well,
14?
again, they did Death Stranding on them,
Yeah,
and then like you said, Final Fantasy 14. When you start
Control.
trying
Mhm.
to install games that aren't part of the narrative, aren't part of the Steam,
yeah.
because it is a PC, and they keep doing this. So like, they want you to do like extensions. You have to put a portable hard drive, SSD hard drive, something in it. Like,
Mhm.
and
I, 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 I feel like this is just for the only thing that this is competing with is the new Switch, because
yes,
like
yes.
Yeah.
honestly, anything else that I can think of, it's not even in the same lane.
Maybe that
Um,
timing is perfect too. You know, they waited
it,
for
it,
that Switch OLED to get
it,
announced, and now the
it
Steam
yeah,
machine is
yeah,
out.
yeah. Now Steam is gonna be the new Nintendo. Like, that's what I see this as. I would prefer if they like tone down the goddamn the whatever's on the controls, like just tone it down a bit and just make it normal. Like, make the the, the sticks be the mouse and keyboard. I mean the mouse, and then like just give
I'm
everybody
sure
that.
it's an option too, though. I don't think you have to use those mouse pads. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure you
No,
could probably use
No,
the
no.
just the joysticks. I'm sure there are some toggle options or some sort of Windows options, some setting you could fuck with, and you could customize it the
yeah,
way that you want to.
You know what would be cool though? Like,
and I'm sure there's gonna be all that because
mhm,
it seems very user friendly. Like,
Yeah,
it's
mhm.
not
it
it's not an
uses
Apple
open
where you
source. Like
have
you
to
can
do it.
use outside
Mhm.
software for the system. They've said
The-
you could install actual apps and software
mhm.
from Windows into this machine.
I like the idea that it's, to be honest, it's like it's not a very, I'm not gonna say it's universal. It's a smart idea that Valve is doing this, because now you can play Valve games on the go. Because that was their issue, that you can't play. You have to be either in a stationary area. You have to be either with internet or something. Now you can literally play like whatever on the go. Like, you can use their offline mode on the train. Not saying that you
Yeah.
should use it on the train. You can use it on your honeymoon, or you can use it on your
On
hotel
your
stay.
honeymoon. The
Yeah,
fuck?
During your
of course.
honeymoon,
If
During,
you bring that to
while
your
you're
No, during
honeymoon,
the
while
wedding.
you're in
Just during
bed,
the wedding.
yeah,
Yeah.
in bed after a nice day of work. You know what I
during.
mean? Like, you can play these games on the go. I see
Yeah.
that as a plus. But then when it comes to everything, like the battery life, as a Sober Guardian said, I thought I keep saying you guys' names. As a Sober Guardian says, the battery life, the storage, if it can run the games, how well is it going to run the game? These are questions that we're going to ask. Like the durability, because that's something that I need the durability to be at least almost 100%, and then everything else to work bare minimum.
Hmm.
Because I don't want my system to break the moment I drop it, or the moment it gets a little, like, I slip and it slides, and then it just stops working for whatever. I need my
My
system to be durable.
soul will leave me if I drop that shit once.
Yeah, and that's $400.
Yeah.
So you have to either pay that again or fix it,
Hmm.
and you don't know how much those prices are. But I see it as a good thing, but there's a lot of things that they can work on that interface with the buttons. and I'll hopefully it works out well. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get it regardless.
You'll do the review for the show.
Yeah, I'll definitely do the review for the show, and I'll let you guys know. It's like, when's the last time you play your Switch? I haven't.
I have a Switch emulator on my Steam machine.
I have a Switch.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
didn't know they had an emulator like 3 weeks ago. Where are you guys at?
All right, so we're gonna go on to another article, real quick. Well, not so quick with this one. I wonder what you guys think about this. Netflix is reportedly working with former EA Mobile CEO Mike Perdue and working video games into their service model somehow. It could be a mix of things such as game documentaries, their own first-party games, choose-your-own-adventure type interactive movies like they did with Bandersnatch, which was pretty good. Or maybe like possibly streaming games that were released elsewhere, like the PlayStation or PC or whatever it may be. So we'll hopefully know more about the vision soon, but they haven't really mentioned specifically on what they're going to do about it. What are you guys' ideas or thoughts on that, Danny?
Skip me.
Randy?
I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Get me.
Skip you?
So I'm going.
Okay.
Let's put Kevin first. I want to go first on the next one.
No, because I want to go. Well, I want to go second. Yo, because I feel like.
Are we in the fucking playground?
No, because me and Randy, we were talking about.
In dish. How many pieces?
Yeah,
do
and
you-
I purposely left. I know what topic you guys are talking about. And I purposely left this topic last because I felt like that was going to be the longest one we're going to talk about. But
Okay.
but
So-
Netflix first.
Netflix. Okay, so I'm not very well versed in Netflix, but don't they have a series that, other than Bandersnatch, I know that there's another one that they have that is like a game inside the show that you can watch.
I was Spanish. That's one.
Not that I know of. I know there's something else that they did experimental wise, but I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
or
'cause
I've seen it.
Yeah, because I think either my girlfriend played it or I watched a review. I think I watched a review on it, and it was a very interactive review, a very interactive, I would say, movie that your choices pertain to the character's ending and stuff like that.
Yeah, choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure, and that was amazing because it's like it gives me those goosebumps like choose your adventure books, the specific ones that make you like the carnival one. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
Jesus.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like I like that they're venturing out and more than just doing shows and movies and stuff like that. I'm actually excited to see like what they do with it. Hopefully it's something amazing. Hopefully they do like a choose your own adventure whatever. And then I hope they add more documentaries on like the FGC and the fucking the league community, like communities that need more attention. Don't even ask me about Smash because Smash has a lot of work they need to work on. But
Thesia says Black Mirror, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Bandersnatch was a Black Mirror spin-off thing. It was part of the Black Mirror franchise. So I don't know if
I was gonna say
I don't know
Black
if she
Mirror,
means
they wrote
that.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
because I've never watched Black Mirror, and that's a show that I've been recommended for years, and I haven't watched it. But I hope that they venture out and do more good things. Like they're doing good with I would say the streaming service. Just like provide more. Don't become a Blizzard and stay stagnated and expect your like consumers to be satisfied. Like you always gotta find that next move, that next bump that's gonna make your consumers like love you more.
Randy.
Go ahead, Randy.
I feel like what is it? Don Bluth shit's gonna make like a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
Okay, so Don Bluth, animator, he worked with Disney for a bit. He also did like a bunch of other shit. But when it comes to games, he did Space Ace and what the fuck is the other one? There was two games that he did. Space Ace was one of them, and the other one was the night that you played. No, not Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer?
Paperboy.
No, you dickhead. Dragon Slayer. It was Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Did any of you guys play that? Did any of you
No.
know what that was?
Yes.
Okay. So to tell Drunken Guardian over here, what they were they were basically like sort of choose your own adventure type of shits, but it was mainly just like it was a short
Dragon
episode
Slayer,
or like a
didn't he?
little movie.
I have.
Yeah, fucking. I'm
The
pretty sure you
guy,
have.
the arcade game with the guy who jumps on the dragon.
Oh, the animated thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have.
that's
everybody-
Yeah.
everybody
animation is
knows.
done.
It was in Stranger Things. They made
Yes.
they.
I
Did
I
it
could have
just-
sworn the
just-
word dungeon was in that game for some reason.
No, that's
No.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Relax. But you know, like if anything's gonna be like that, where it's just like a movie that it's basically just one big fucking QTE, if anything. Hopefully they do the fucking choose your own adventure type of thing. It's a good concept. It's a shame that it wasn't done more before.
Mhm.
But also, if anything, the things that became that were closest to what Dragon's Lair and Space Ace were fucking David Cage's games, like Heavy Rain and shit,
Mm-hmm.
where it's a whole movie that you just like move your controller around to and press buttons to.
I would still like that. That's a good concept for Netflix.
No,
Anyways.
it is a good concept,
Yeah.
but then it comes down to like what the story's going to be like
Mhm.
and what it is that you're being presented.
Mm-hmm.
Because David Cage is his writing is something.
It's hit or miss depending on the game that
I
that we
guess-
would talk about.
Yeah, Heavy
guess
Rain is
missed-
fine.
I
Beyond
missed
Two
the
Souls,
original-
like,
Yeah.
Sorry. What was the
Sorry,
original
keep going.
question?
What do you think of the Netflix news that they're working with someone about getting gaming into Netflix?
Oh, okay.
see, because the main thing is like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be gaming into Netflix where it's basically just fucking GameFly, or
Like,
gaming into Netflix where
The
it's
choose-
fucking
you guys were
Black
talking about
Mirror?
the choose your own adventure thing, and they already they've started doing that already.
No, they
Yeah.
did start doing that. Yeah, of course. But
But we're saying that they probably ramp it up because they're working with someone in the gaming industry now. So that's probably
Yep.
like a
Well,
little addition that they're going to put into their service.
Yeah, well, it could be like Amazon, just to put their fucking name on everything. You know,
Yeah.
they have a division that does games. Amazon has a division that does this. Or,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
possible
it
too.
Could be. It could just be that.
hmm
I mean, everybody. I think we're thinking, Netflix, so it's gonna be on the Netflix where it could be something different.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
think
know,
you think we'll
I'm
have
thinking-
just like a Lord of the Rings MMO presented by Netflix, something
No,
like
I
that?
think I think you can play, like, remember Netflix started as what? You can watch our old ass movies, for a price, and then eventually they got their own content. So now you can play our old ass game that we got some rights to,
Yo,
Yeah.
imagine.
And-
Oh my fault.
and we become the Netflix of video games now. Play
Imagine.
all these old games, and then eventually they producing their games and making new content. But I think they'll start with older games first,
Yeah.
if they want to go that way.
Imagine if Netflix, right, starts
Like GameFly.
yeah, either like GameFly or they let you start playing like certain games on their application. Like imagine a Tall Tales. You could play a Tall Tale
Telltale.
series on Telltale series on Netflix, and it would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But
Like, you
I
could-
think, but those are two different. The thing is, I think there's different worlds. If they're gonna do this, they're gonna have it disconnected. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna
Mhm.
be a different service.
Yeah,
it's gonna
of
be
course,
a game
of course,
service
of course,
at some
of course.
point.
Of
It's
course.
Netflix
and
games.
they're not gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be Netflix games.
Mhm.
It'd be different division from what their movies are, because they make tons of money off their movies. Why fuck with that? Why
Mhm.
change that? Why mess that up?
Yeah.
Make something. They just might want to be making something new.
hmm
Because I find it weird that Amazon has its own platform that you can like, not platform but like application that you can play games on. Like I've gotten like I'm not saying that like to mention like just to mention fighting games, but I got KOF like 97 from Amazon. There's like, oh, download the app and you can play it now. It's like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah,
Like, why would you give me this?
I've seen that before. Yeah.
But it might be like something like that it's just like they get the license to like own these or like use these games or distribute these games and you can play it, or it can be like you said, sober, that it could be like a distribution. I can't say the word of like GameFly, and it's just like it lets you rent games. That would be cool too. Like then they kill GameFly, or they consume GameFly and then they become
They probably consume it. Yeah.
consume it, and they become Netflix lit because GameFly they absorbed them. But
I lost my game.
yeah, I lost my game.
I
All right,
lost
now
my game on my PlayStation.
now you gotta pay $10 for it. Like it would be cool if they get their hand into that, because I remember them doing the rental thing, and it wouldn't be bad for them to dip their hand in there. Like that would be a really cool idea
Yeah.
since everybody's doing it already, or they do digital.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the final article. I know we got a lot to say about this because
Yeah.
I wanted to go on and on in Twitter about this, but there's only so many characters Twitter allows you to write. So Psychonauts 2 developers have announced that they're adding a toggle option to the game, which allows invulnerability on the fly throughout the game. They have said, quote, all people should be able to enjoy games, unquote. They expected they basically expect the toxic players who claim difficulty should change. What the fuck did I just write?
I don't know. You wrote it, bro. We just listening.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
You got this.
Yeah. So I don't know what I wrote here, but I'm gonna read another quote that they said on their Twitter feed. They're basically mocking toxic players about this. So they said, I guess you're supposed to read this in like a nerdy or an annoying voice or something like that for those toxic players. So they said, excuse me, I beat Sword Guy serious time on a no-hit hard mode, and if you didn't do that, I don't respect you. And like, can you even comment on things if you're not Diamond 6 rank on Shooty McBlam? I don't think so. So that's unquote. So of course I've noticed on Twitter, like everybody's going crazy on this. In addition, they're saying that this edition kind of kills the game. If you think that, then just you keep it off. That's my opinion on it. I don't understand how gamers can fault a game developer for trying to include everyone in their gaming experience when it won't affect your experience of the game. This isn't like some multiplayer pay to win like type of scenario. I think if you're stressing over like the fact that people could use this some vulnerability thing and get free achievements / trophies over this, then I think you need to really focus on what your priorities are with gaming, because it's not all about trophies and achievements. If it is for you, then it should be focused on you. Just worry about yourself. So I don't know. There's so much about this that I want to vent on, but Kevin, you go first. You wanted to go first. You called it first.
No. Randy wanted to go first. I wanted to let Randy
So did Randy call it first? Okay.
Yeah, Randy called it first.
I thought you did.
I
Go
did,
ahead.
but I mean, okay, sure, fucking ignore me. It's fine. I'll
So
just
anyways,
sit here in silence
Danny,
as
so
always.
what's your opinion on this?
You fucking dick.
Well, it's
No,
simple.
I'm kidding. Hold on.
Oh, yes, go ahead. Jesus.
Randy, go ahead.
Right. So I'm pretty sure we're all aware of my opinion when it comes to
I
like
don't know who
making
Randy
shit
is
easier.
anyway. I know Randall. I don't know who Randy is.
Eat a dick. Be like that Mario fleshlight and just eat one.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, right. What were you saying?
no, fucking like, okay, so clearly I'm not one that's like we're coddling when it comes to games. I
Mhm.
do understand the whole inclusivity. I do understand, yes, if you beat the game, you beat the game. It's okay. It's a very like tricky kind of fucking line. That this pisses me off. It genuinely does. Because every single game, especially back then, as we've said on some other fucking episode, it's all about improvement. If you lack the skill to beat the game, you lack the skill. It's all about getting better at something.
Mhm.
You're not just fucking handed everything. It's terrible conditioning. Sorry, whatever. Fuck that. One thing that was said here was that it's like people try to gatekeep games.
Yes.
There are those that do that, and that's like the shitty kind of gray area, because you have those that like to do things just for kind of themselves. I'm gonna take a shot in a bit, but for Kingdom Hearts, for example, I 100%ed fucking critical mode, right? I did it for me. If I say it because hey, I'm proud of myself for this. But
Mhm.
it's not a kind of like demeaning thing of like, oh, you couldn't do it, so whatever. All right, fucking, if you can't do it, just keep playing until you fucking get better, and that's about it.
Or I can just play the game how I want to enjoy it.
Exactly.
No. In
Yeah.
terms of a difficulty that is given, because
Yes.
even if you're playing in beginner mode, there's still a chance of you dying, and that's still on you.
Yes.
But this invincibility thing, it falls under the same bullshit of what was it? That stupid ass PlayStation 5 patent of the
Yeah,
AI
that it plays the
like,
game for you.
That it plays the game for you and adjusts difficulty accordingly to what the
Mhm.
fuck you're doing. That's stupid. I don't like this fucking hand holding bullshit. I'm not gonna gatekeep a game, but I'm also gonna be like, yes, you beat the game. Congrats to you. but
Mhm.
did you actually
Earn it?
earn the victory?
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole point of playing a video game, the whole point of playing any fucking game is to win.
Mm,
I
No,
mean,
not anymore.
not
is it
really.
though? Is
Not
it
It's
anymore.
though?
not. It's not about winning because me. Like we talked
I
about this
mean,
before.
for beating a game,
Me and Danny, we barely beat games anymore. Like we play games to have fun. Just that's it. Just have fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's it.
Well, not even just to have fun. It's well, the s- video games have become a new uh, uh medium for telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
okay,
some of the
fair.
best stories that we've heard and seen have come from RPGs, video, whatever it is.
Hmm.
You know, and I think that's way different from when it was in the past, where Mega Man and Mario, whatever,
Hmm.
when they came out, they were about beating the game. That was the purpose of the game.
That was the
You
end
know,
goal.
there was no
But
real
that
story. Ninja Gaiden, things like that. There were no real story. It was a
Hmm.
fucking ninja. You get from point A to point B to point B to point C. Fuck, it's hard. You start over point A. You do it again. That was the point. Now
okay?
it's tell me these games. Death Stranding is a great fucking example
Mm-hmm.
that just want to hit. You just want to see the story.
Hmm.
Yes, you have to have a game to keep you yourself, an actual game
Hmm.
to keep you in playing it and into the game itself because that's what the game is immersive. Video
Hmm.
games are more immersive than just movies, so
Hmm.
you have to have a gameplay mechanic. But it
Hmm.
doesn't have to be hard or easy anymore
Uh-huh.
based on the game. Now there are some games, Dark Souls or MMOs or whatever it is,
Hmm.
you know, the whole point is to be challenged in the game. You can't just
Exactly.
put easy
Yeah.
mode on the MMO. That's not that's not
Exactly.
feasible. But a game
Mhm.
like Psychonauts is not about beating the game, it's about the story.
Story.
That's why we all like that game. It
Mhm.
was crazy story, crazy fucking
It
characters, the
was
way they
also
looked.
wonderful mechanics and everything. Everything
It
about
is.
that
A
game
lot of
was just fucking
yes, but a
amazing.
lot of people
It had
can't
its
really
own wonderful
yes,
difficulty to it.
it did, but a lot of people don't remember the mechanics of that
But
game.
that's what
You re-
Danny's saying though. Like the mechanics and the gameplay is great. So if I want to focus more or be more immersed with the gameplay and the mechanics, then I would keep that invulnerability off. But if I am playing the game because I care more about the story, then who
You're
cares
playing.
how I'm playing it?
Yeah.
exactly. If you just want to be immersed and play the game, have fun, keep it going, you can toggle this on or off. It shouldn't that be a big a deal. Now,
Yeah.
where it becomes a problem is it becomes a problem for games that are meant to be beaten. You don't
Hmm.
do this in the next Eden, whatever the fuck Dark Souls game. You don't do that in that game. You don't
But
do
then
that
what's the
in
point of even making the fucking game? You might as well just make a fucking animated series or whatever the case. Because what
Because
you're
because
saying about no,
because
but what he's saying about
part
the
because
Ninja
part of
Gaiden and everything, yes,
because
Mega
part
Man
of
was meant to be played and whatever. Single player games, if you want to enjoy a story, you definitely can, but you can also enjoy everything about it.
Because
Even if Ninja
it's
Gaiden
still
didn't
the
have a story
immersion
back
though.
then,
You're
no, yeah,
still trying to be immersed into a
exactly the
video game.
immersion.
They're a
A
game
video game is
development
still
company.
immersive, regardless if it's easier or easy or hard. It's still immersive. The game is the easiest fucking game in the world, but you're still immersive. Has a great story. You just want to keep the Kingdom Hearts, right? The original Kingdom Hearts and all this besides the the hardcore like bullshit whatever. The base game, normal mode is not hard. It's not challenging at all. You don't really die too much, you know, except maybe like the last boss. You maybe once or twice you
yeah,
get it.
he kind of cheap. He kind of cheap. I'm not going front.
Yeah, but
no, fight the secret
the
ones.
game is easy. The game is very easy, and it's meant to be like that because it's meant for people your age, because you're young, you're 12 years old, to be able to play and be immersive. I had to throw that in there.
Fucking
To
dick.
be able to play that and be immersed into the game and have fun,
Mhm.
you know. So that is the basis of video games right
Uh-huh.
now.
Okay.
Again, so again, Psychonauts being titled, who cares? Let it have fun if they want to do it. And right,
I think
beating the game,
Yeah.
I 100% beating
I
the
think
game is
Danny
beating
would
the game.
have a different opinion if we were talking about that if Dark Souls 4 had an
Yes,
invulnerability mode.
I-
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be different.
exactly.
Yeah.
And because there are certain games that are meant to be challenging, and you're meant
Yes, and
to have to learn the curve and to play. There are Destiny, great example. Outrider, things like that. They're not meant to be on easy mode. There is no easy mode in those games for
Returnal.
a reason.
Returnal for
Returnal's
dude,
a
Returnal.
great.
and the funny nut ass thing about the examples that you're giving is that, bro, You literally said Ninja Gaiden, which is hard as hell, notoriously.
Yeah.
Mega Man, it has no difficulty. Fucking does it? I don't remember.
No,
They
the original
don't,
ones
but,
no.
but there is no immersive. There is no story and immersiveness in that game. It's just a game.
But it,
You know,
it
play.
regardless, any single player fucking game, it's like just play it to fucking beat it. If it was a
No,
multiplayer game, Destiny,
but
you don't
you're not-
need
But
to play that.
that's
to
what
beat it.
you want to do.
But
Yeah,
Randy,
But then what's the point of playing anything? Okay, you
Randy,
spend
Randy,
60
Randy,
bucks.
Randy,
You spend
hold
60
on.
bucks on Psychonauts and you
Right.
play 3 hours and you're like, fuck this, that's it. What
Okay.
what you just wasted fucking money just to have invulnerability and that's it. It's dumb as hell. My bad.
All right, let me answer this question. Let me answer this
Nice
question.
catch.
Okay, the best way to say this is, Randy, as fucked up as I'm gonna say this is, not everybody is you. That's what you have to have in mind. Nobody in this world is Randy. That's what you have to have in mind. For me, the way I look at this is I'm gonna take my shot right now. Look, Gok,
This is your third
I
one
play-
for fighting games.
I play fighting games. No fucking fighting game is easy because there is no community to be
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna let you match buttons and I'm gonna win matches. That's not how it works. You have it's for everyone. Everyone's playing a single player game. You just want to see a cool guy do cool shit. That's what everybody wants, right or wrong. Everybody wants to see a character do some cool shit. I'm not saying that that's not me, but that's me. That's how I take it. If I'm playing Psychonauts,
And when you play the intro or the beginning of those fighting games, they're easy.
exactly.
They're, maybe you die once.
to be fair,
There's not much learning curve to them. They're very easy. They're very simple. You're just getting
And-
through the game so you can figure out its story, and then
And
go
then
on
when-
to the contact.
And then when you play somebody online and see that, oh, it's something completely different, then that's when you start getting that little brain cap of, oh, everybody's not a CPU, everybody's not this, everybody's not that. That's how fighting games are. For a single player game like this, I'm fine with that because not everybody is Randy, not everybody is Kevin, not everybody is Sober Guardian, not everybody is Drunk Guardian. There's some people with I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it to be an asshole, but there's not everybody that doesn't have a disability. You know what I mean? It's for people to just play.
that I
but-
do. I'm fully like all for it.
But
That's
that's what-
totally fucking fine.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's for that, or they just want to watch the story. Not everybody wants to play a game to be
It's-
immersed of it.
I think
or
it's
not be
more.
immersed.
It's more than just Psychonauts. Like I could name quite a few games where I wouldn't mind like an invulnerability thing just because I want to enjoy the way
Fucking
the game.
Crash Bandicoot needs
Oh,
that.
that was one of them. I was just gonna say that would have been one of them. Like a Banjo Kazooie, I could have done a Conquerors, I could have done a Ratchet and Clank, I could have done Jack and Daxter.
Conker's Bad Fur Day is a perfect example.
Yeah,
Conker's Bad Fur Day is a game that I just wanted to see what next shit monster they wanted to throw at me. What was the next boss? What
But
what
games-
more ballsy shit that they were gonna do?
but games
You
like
know?
Dark Souls and games like Returnal, games like MMORPGs, for example, like you mentioned, like Destiny and Outriders. Those games, like they don't need hand holding. Those are games that you're meant to invest yourself and get good.
And Psychonauts is a more story-driven game. It's not a game that it's gonna have a hardcore mechanic. It's not. I mean, the game is gonna when you play the game, it's gonna be super simple, jumping platform puzzles. Simple.
I wouldn't.
don't-
I
they-
wouldn't.
Whether it's
Sorry,
whether it's on a hard mode or easy mode, it's gonna be the same fucking game. You know, so what does it matter if you want to put inevitability so you can just continue the story because the
Yeah.
story is gonna be crazy and fun.
So
Oh.
so I think we're like ganging up on Randy now.
No. It's not that I want to gang up. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that the
Fuck
gameplay is.
Randall.
It was no. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say
fuck that
that.
guy.
I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be simple, but I'm gonna be like, if you want to, like again, I'm gonna take it. It's there already. But if you want to get more inverse in like whatever game that you want, you can always take that time. You know what I mean? You can always learn the extra mechanics. Like you can learn that if you slide and then jump. I don't know if I've never played Psychonauts, but if you slide and you jump, you get a further distance than just running and jumping off the ledge. You know what I mean? Like
Literally Mega Man X.
exactly. You can learn the mechanics that somebody that's playing the game on easy or super baby mode, and like that they wouldn't know because they're just playing the game just to play it. You can be like, oh, I learned that if you could do this. I learned that you can do that. Like you can take the time to do that. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't. They just care about the character doing cool shit. He backflipping. He's like jumping into people's mind. He's like gambling at like 12.
And I do agree with with Randy's wanting to not the hand holding culture, right? Like I do agree that certain games like the Dark Souls and things like that shouldn't be that hand holding. They're
but
supposed to be hard.
but
I mean,
this
getting
isn't.
moving.
But this
And
isn't Dark
yes,
Souls. This
Of
no,
isn't Dark
course,
exactly,
Souls.
it's not Dark
exactly,
Souls, but
and
it
that's what
came
that's
out in the era where games were just
But
there was
you.
no difficult. Wait, there was no
Uh-huh.
difficulty choice, but you just played it at the way that it was fucking
You mean
developed
the
and meant
original
to be
Psychonauts?
played.
So how?
In any fucking example of whatever it was, because some games
Mm-hmm.
they just didn't have fucking choice of difficulty.
So how?
Yeah.
Even then, as we discussed before, like
how
2004 hard is way fucking more
it,
difficult than
ex-
2020 hard.
exactly. We're talking about a different era. This is a
yeah,
different time
Yeah.
period.
Well, also,
because
why the fuck did it have to be so like sensitized? It's dumb
Well,
as
but
shit
so
to me.
but it's the thing.
there's a
They put
difference in
but
generations in all the generations though, because remember like when me and Danny mentioned like the original Mega Man, the original Ninja Gaiden and stuff, you had to play through those games. There were no save states. There were
Bro,
no
you got spanked
passwords.
and you got spanked.
And then you had to deal with it. So and then eventually as the generations passed and evolved, again like when we talked about the controller thing, the games themselves evolved as well. Things have gotten easier. Like now you can save games. Now you don't even have to actually press the button to save games. It does auto save. We have quick resume now. We have all these different ways to help us get through these games a lot more easier. It's not like back in the day where we had a one playthrough and we either had to keep the system on and then
to
come back
write
home
down the code.
from school, or we had to write
But you
down a
got no
fucking
memory bank.
password.
Yeah, write
Yeah,
down the Mike Tyson punch out code to get back
yeah.
to fucking
We
Joe
had
Blow
that fucking
boxer.
Konami code, and that was pretty much it back in the day. And things have gotten a lot easier even
Easier,
now,
yeah.
and it's not gonna change. It's gonna keep evolving, and it's gonna keep changing. And
I
at the
would
very least,
Like
at least it's
will
just
make
happening to just some games.
and they will release games like Returnal, you know, we go back to Dark Souls because that's like the all in fucking hard games. But they will release a Returnal game every now and then and go, look, there's a hard game. You guys want hard? Here it
Hmm.
is. Have fun. Play. You have to learn the mechanics. Hades. Hades is another one.
God.
That's
Great
fun as
example.
hell.
It came out. It's a great example. This is a
Like
hard game.
Binding
Play
of
it.
Isaac.
Have fun.
I know you play that.
like
Yeah.
the thing I find so crazy about it is that I'm not saying that I hate the mindset of. I'm not saying like Randy, I don't have any malice or anything towards you. It's just I hate when people say like, why make a game easier? I'm like, why do you care? Like if you're playing the game the way you want to play the game the way you want to play it. Don't give a fuck about anybody else,
He's
whatever the
been
way they
wanting to
think.
tell you this for a
It's
minute now,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
has 10 drinks in him, so he's fucking
No,
like
My,
throwing it
I'm already,
out.
I'm already, I'm
my
already.
thing,
Go
my thing
ahead.
entirely is, okay, if you pick the difficulty to be easy, okay, you picked it. But
Mhm.
why the fuck does there have to be technology to be like, oh no, wait, sweetie, clearly you can't do this. Let me make it easier for you.
Why
Let me
does it
hold your
have?
hand
Why
across
does
the
Well,
it have?
fucking
remember
road.
Why
remember the
does
remember the
like Danny said? Why
conversation we
does it have to
had.
be technology to save?
This
It
here's
evolves.
this is the thing. Remember the
No, but
conversation
there
we
are
had
games that you
about
could turn off autosave features. That
that,
there's
so
there's
here
optional shit.
that's the
You
point that
Still
I'm
gonna
saying.
save, bro. I mean,
Remember when we had the conversation about Sony's patent about being played for us or reducing the difficulty in order to cater to somebody's game style and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we're
We
hoping that we could get
mentioned
to toggle.
we all it was all consensus that we hated that option if we were forced to do it. So if we allow that option to do it, we don't care what anybody else does as long as it doesn't affect us and our
yeah, and
gameplay.
and again, it's for the fact that if you're playing a game like Outriders and you have an AI playing for you, that aspect is not fair. If you're playing a multi MMO game and the AI is playing it for you, that aspect is not fair because it defeats the purpose of the original concept
Yeah.
what the game is. If you have an AI playing fucking Psychonauts for you, it's because you want to watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. It doesn't affect anybody but you. So if you want to do it, more power to you. Have
That's
fun with it.
the way I look at this is the way of like when you played. I don't know if you guys played like Left 4 Dead. If
Mhm.
you ever played Left 4 Dead on the easiest difficulty, you know the AI has like pinpoint accuracy, right? Like it's 100%. They never miss. So like if you're playing, they basically carry you through the entire game. I see this
Mhm.
as that, but I'm like, it's not meant for everybody. Not everybody's gonna play the game on easy mode. They're giving you the option to be like, if you want to play on hard, you can play on hard. It's not mandatory. It's not a you have to beat the game on easy to play on hard or play on normal. It's you get to pick whatever. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't affect, like again, if it doesn't affect you, why the fuck do you care? Like that's the way I
So
look at it.
to play devil's advocate, also like with Randy's side of things, because what I notice in Twitter a lot with a lot of people arguing about this is just that I think one of the biggest arguments, anyways, I should say, is you have this invulnerability stuff on. You can still say you beat the game and brag about beating the game. On top of that, you're also earning these achievements because they've also said that you're still going to be able to earn achievements and trophies for the game in invulnerability mode. So me personally, I can give two shits about achievements and trophies. But there are people out there, keep that in mind. There are people out there who are achievement hunters. They 100% every game, they platinum every game that they get, and that's a big deal for them.
Okay, so I have a counterpoint. I have a counterpoint to that. Go if you want to go ahead, Sober, you can go right ahead.
You go first.
Okay, so basically, isn't there achievements that say that if you beat the game on easy or normal, like it doesn't? Again, it is preference. It is preference based. If you beat the game on normal, you get the trophies for beating the game on easy. If I'm not mistaken, unless you have to beat the game on easy, that's how game companies are focusing on the trophy. So again, it is personal preference.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how they're going to present these trophies though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like usually when they present difficulty in games, they would say if you beat the game on, let's say for example,
he's not talking about difficulties though. He's talking about just like innate shit. Like if there's, let's say, beat this boss without dying to them, as an actual achievement.
Mm-hmm.
If it should be a thing that if you have invulnerability active, that achievement shouldn't be available to you.
Again,
Yeah.
So I can answer that question.
And that was my argument was that most games do that. When you put in certain cheats, it locks.
They disable
certain things. But Psychonauts is not doing that.
Resident Evil doesn't. Resident Evil does the same shit.
Yeah. So
Resident Evil has unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
In every gun.
But you can't complete a challenge in Resident Evil if you have unlimited ammo. That's what I can say.
That's basically invulnerability because you could just unload and never get touched.
No, but that's what I'm saying. There is certain trophies you can do, and there's certain trophies you cannot do. Like you can't beat the game in under 2 hours with unlimited ammo. That's what I'm saying. Like there's certain.
But Psychonauts lets you get everything with invulnerability.
That's what the argument is.
But we don't know if they're going to give you every trophy.
They are.
They said
that's what I'm saying. They have said
again,
that.
They literally confirmed that you get everything with invulnerability.
Here's the biggest point. Who cares if you get trophies?
Oh no, I don't care. I'm trying
saying,
to.
Who cares if Joe Blow wants to go and put in taco mode on so he can get all his trophies and he got his next fucking 500. It doesn't matter. If that's what he wants to do. That's what they want to do. It's not affecting it. It's not like there's a big competition where if you get more trophies than the other person, then you get.
So that is the opinion of you and me, and I don't know about the rest of the guys. That is the opinion. I agree with you. I'm not an achievement hunter at all. I stopped that shit since the Xbox 360 because that shit was stressful. I don't know how the fuck people can 100% every single fucking game. But there are people out there that it is a big deal, and this is a slippery slope to that. If you're allowing people to gain every achievement while in a sense cheating in the game.
But my thing is
it's hella objective. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You
finish yours. I still have
No, you didn't get to talk. Go ahead. I can hold it.
Hold these nuts. Fucking No, but seriously. Okay, I do understand the whole thing because it's like when it comes to achievements, I couldn't care less. But then there are also those games that I'm gonna have another shot. But with Kingdom Hearts 2, that was the very first game that I platinumed, and to kind of have that like little thing that it's like, you're part of the 0.3% that played the game that got everything on it. I'm like, holy shit, that's kind of nice. If it was just a handout to everyone, then it's like, all right, cool. The achievements don't matter anything because beating it in the PlayStation 2 era, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't a fucking thing. Now that it is a thing, it's like, okay, cool. I kind of want this just because it's one of my favorite fucking games. I'm not going to do this for fucking Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 10 or any other fucking game that's out there. But with specific games, because it hits so close to home, then it does matter just a bit.
Okay. Okay. So to counter that point, how many games? I've only platinum 5 games in my life. It was Kakarot, Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Man's played through Kakarot for 100.
Yeah, I got Miles Morales, and
Miles
the
Morales
game
easy. So come on.
extremely easy. Like most of the games that I platinumed was because Kakarot was just because I was already almost there. Miles Morales is because I love the game, so I platinumed the game. And Spider-Man was just again, it was already there. If youth for me personally, it's with Randy said, if it's a personal preference, you're going to go the extra mile to complete the game. I know that it sucks that you don't feel like the game giving you like the, I would say, the end all be all trophy, whatever. It's like it's not deserved. But for me, it's just like a rank in a fighting game, which I'm gonna take a shot right now. It doesn't mean absolute dog shit. You can't use that to be like, you can say that you did it, but it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
technically, with the ranking system, it kind of low key does. And
but it
because
does,
Evo, for example, if you were to pit yourself against, like, I'm just gonna shit out a random name, Lil Maj,
Lil Majin out in what? What are we playing?
whatever fucking fighting game, like,
If he plays
you
Tekken,
both love.
I'm gonna get beat up in Tekken. Obviously.
Okay, yeah, because his rank is clearly way the fuck higher than
No,
yours, and
it's
there's
not
no way in
because-
hell that.
It's
Okay,
not because of
go
his rank. It's because of how much he's played the game. He's been playing Tekken since Tekken 1. I just started playing Tekken 4, and then I recently played 7.
Yeah, no,
So-
but he's that rank because of his skill, because he's been playing it from the beginning.
Yeah, but then you have people that are ranked. I would say in Dragon Ball, it would be fucking Super Saiyan.
So,
what is it?
hold on.
God of Destruction. It doesn't mean anything
So,
because they would still get beat by.
Is this
you know what I mean?
argument? Is this argument saying like that like these vulnerability cheats or whatever cheats that you're doing in the game will affect like the ranking system essentially?
It's just the trophy handout, as if
yeah.
trophies and ranks are the
it's-
equivalents in this argument, from what I gathered.
Yeah,
Mhm.
trophies.
So basically, the platinum is handed out to everyone the same way that a top tier rank would be handed out to anyone because of said invulnerability.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because in fighting games, rank don't I've recently learned this, that rank means absolutely nothing, because you can be a certain rank and it doesn't, outside of the game, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? That's what I have in mind. Like, trophies are in the same par as rank. It doesn't mean anything outside of the game. As much as you love, like, if it's something that you did, like for you, platinum in Kingdom Hearts, that is the by far the one thing that I'm trying to do myself. I'm trying to platinum Kingdom Hearts, especially 2. I want to do that because that's a personal goal that I want to do. But to anybody else,
good.
huh?
It's a get good.
Shut the fuck up. But what I'm saying is that's my goal. That's what I want to do. For you, it would be like, oh, I want to platinum. I'm not gonna say Kingdom Hearts 3 because we both agree that
Fuck
that
that.
game is in.
Uh,
So you'll say Kingdom Hearts 1. You'll want to platinum it. If you haven't already platinum it, most likely you did. But that's what I'm
Nah, that
saying.
one-
last thoughts from everybody before we wrap up.
I don't care. I like
Yeah.
if you want to play the game, if you want to see a guy do backflips and everything, if you want to see a cool character do cool shit, go ahead and play the game however you want. Enjoy it, because at the end of the day, you're enjoying the story the way you want to, not the
Yeah.
way everybody else is. Final thought.
Danny,
I agree.
Randy.
I'll just pass.
It's
I'll
okay
just-
that
no,
you haven't changed your mind. Just be honest about it, because
No,
it is
okay,
your
no,
opinion.
The thing is that it's very, very fucking subjective. Yes,
Yeah.
okay, because it's not mandatory, it doesn't affect me and it shouldn't bother me. But because it's an option, it's just like, it doesn't need to be. If you want to make it an option,
shouldn't be an
fucking
option,
put in some shitty cheat code. The same
Mhm.
way that God mode used to be a cheat code back then in PS2
Of
days.
course, of
Mhm.
course.
Put in some. Have someone 6 months down the line figure out, oh hey, if you put this weird fucking combination of buttons, then
Right.
you get this thing.
Wait, so
But
you're
don't just have it
okay
like an
with
on-off thing.
you're okay with having it as a cheat code that you could enter in at any point in time, but you're not okay with toggling it.
Because at least it has to be discovered. I don't know. It's the whole
Randy.
thing is just it's weird as hell. But again, it's not mandatory. Fuck it. It's
Oh,
okay.
I wanna
2
ask this
thumbs
one-
up. No,
I would-
a thumb and a half up.
That's
How
it,
about
yeah.
that?
No,
That's it.
I want to ask. I want to
Next
ask one. I want
Next
to ask
one.
Randy. I want to ask Randy one question. How
Which
did you
one,
beat
Daddy?
how did you beat the Lingering Will in Kingdom Hearts 2? I'm curious.
By being cheap as shit. But the thing is, that it's still no. Here's the thing. Yes.
How whatever works.
Hold on. But the thing is, I didn't use some
Toggle-
bullshit as
he-
invulnerability.
Toggle mode on.
No,
Because
the way he beat it was the way I knew how
and
to
that's
beat
fine,
him.
and that's totally fine because if there's mechanics that can be exploited, at
Uh-huh.
least you're playing the way that the game allows
Yeah,
you to
made,
play
yeah.
it.
I
It's
understand
not you fucking just putting. Oh, I don't want to die. Here I go. That it's not that fucking dumb shit.
But
It's just okay. Jump now.
Okay.
Annoyingly enough, there is a rhythm. We'll discuss this later on.
Yeah.
Fucking,
We'll have the discussion. Me and you.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
You and I gotta talk. You and I have to talk after this.
So we're gonna move on to the final two segments here. What we usually do at the end of the episode is the first thing we'll do is do the battle royale, which we're still continuing right now. And I honestly, this whole what was it? The Samus versus Mega Man thing. We couldn't figure it out. So honestly, I'm just gonna flip a virtual coin, and whoever gets it wins. So that's all we're gonna do with that.
Samus getting shot in the face. I'm calling it right
So
now.
I'm calling it right now. So battle royale, we pit two characters together, and we had this was what 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Samus versus Mega Man. It was a tie. We couldn't get any consensus towards it, as well as whoever joined us in chat. It was still ended up a tie. So I'm gonna flip a coin to see who wins. Heads is Samus, and Mega Man is Tails. It's heads. So Samus wins.
Hey. I thought she was gonna get shot in the face by the Mega I was calling it.
Okay. So what is he won. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So now that Samus has won, we can move on to this next fight, and it is Snake versus Samus. Solid
Samus.
Snake versus Samus.
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 What snake we talking about? Yeah, he's still.
It doesn't matter.
I don't
what
think it
Snake's talking
matters.
No, I just wanted old man snake so he could.
Old man Snake. Yeah,
So he
right.
could die.
about. Fucking naked,
Just gets
solid, venom. Doesn't matter. They're all dying.
just gets
Yeah.
vaporized. in
I think we
peace.
could put Solidus Snake in there too, and he'd still lose that shit.
Solidus would still fucking die.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Snake
God.
is not it. So Samus wins.
Doesn't
that.
matter if he's president of the fucking world. That's it.
Yeah, that was a universal.
Yeah.
a
Fucking
god.
give us David Hayter or Kiefer Sutherland. That's it. Nope.
Mhm.
All right,
Bye-bye.
so next battle we have Sonic versus Lara Croft.
Sonic.
Well, Sonic.
Sonic.
I feel like all the superhuman are always gonna win against just a regular
You're-
average.
Because
You're
because her only thing is she shoots a bullet, really good,
you're
and he cannot run a bullet. So
this
that
man-
one's completely different.
man's is running at the speed of sound. Like,
Wait, how does the song go, Kevin?
which one?
Faster than the speed of light.
What
No,
is
no.
it? Running around at the speed of sound?
Running around at the speed of the fuck? Yeah,
Sound.
sound. Got places to go. Yeah, he's killing him.
Is that a
He's gonna
theme
kill-
song?
Yeah, no,
No,
that's
that's it's not a theme song. That's from which one is it? Sonic
Sonic
Adventure?
Battle 2.
Oh,
Sonic
I'm
Battle 2. There we
old.
go.
All I remember is the original animated Sonic cartoon.
That's when the trolley is
Going far.
is
What
going. Yeah.
is it? Yo, I'm not going to front. The Sonic Mega Disc had there was a song, Sonic Boom. The Sonic Boom song for it?
Mm,
My God.
mm. All right,
That was
this is another real.
The new one?
No. If you go back, I'll link it to you.
This is another
Okay.
weird one. Another weird battle.
It's Master Chief.
Prince of Persia versus Spyro.
It's a fun one.
That's wow. Okay.
That's not weird. I think that's
Prince.
an actually good one.
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah. No.
because
Prince
you
for sure.
guys did use his time manipulation
No,
thing
yeah.
as his source of defense or offense.
Yeah. No. Because the thing
So-
is, that it's like if he was to die by Spyro, he could literally just reverse it and then counter.
Well,
And
let's,
but all Spyro does is breathe fire and fall off ledges.
I don't know. I feel
Oh,
like
and
that's,
headbutt
that's I
also.
feel like that's just a cheap win, like allowing that to happen. That so every time he dies, he's just gonna reverse it. Like we could pit him with
Well,
Master Chief in
he's-
the end,
No,
and
no. But here's the thing: if you pit him against Master Chief, again, the only way to kind of like fuck him up is the whole like blow to the neck. He's not going to figure that out,
all right. So back
no
with
matter how many
Spyro
times he
though.
reverses, and even then, he has only like X amount of fucking sand thingies,
Mhm.
whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
He has what, like
Yeah.
3, 4?
I don't remember anymore. Even max
Yeah,
out, I don't
yeah,
remember.
it's
Shit, I
right.
don't remember.
Yeah, but either way, he's gonna expunge all his shit before he could even scratch Master Chief, if that was the case.
So you're saying he only needs to do it once or twice with Spyro?
I mean,
Spyro bleeds. Spyro falls off ledges. He's fine.
my thing is, wait, he beat Master Chief?
No. Master Chief was one of our first ones on the semifinals. We're saying
Okay.
Prince of Persia versus Spyro.
No, I would say if Prince of Persia if it runs out, his sand runs out, he's gonna lose the match because he only has a limited amount of time to retry.
That's what I said.
But it's
I
with-
think, but I think even if his sand runs out of time, he's still way more agile than this dragon. Dragon
Well-
try to fly up in the air and he can fucking do some fucking parkour
Flippy
shit.
shit.
Get up there.
Yeah.
but you want to know what's not
All you do
saving
is
him from,
slice off one of those wings. That's it. Once it's done.
but can I tell you
And
what's
again,
not?
Spyro's pretty fucking inept.
What
Yeah,
were you
and
saying,
he
Kevin?
has fire. What he gonna parkour over flames? He gonna just aim up?
That's usually like literally traps and shit like that. Flame traps. all that
Okay,
shit
but what
before he's
I'm
dealt
saying-
with. So it's not like he's
okay, but what I'm saying is
unfamiliar with this.
Spyro isn't brain dead. You know what I mean? He's not.
Spyro is brain dead. He shotguns his flames. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You go, pop.
He,
That's
run,
it.
he runs into walls. I know this. And every time, you know what's funny? Every time he runs into a wall, he loses, I think it's 1 million brain cells. And I learned that from one of the games. And I did it to he lost like 10 million. And I was like, he's mentally gone. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't say like what I mean, like dumb. I mean Crash Bandicoot dumb, Goku dumb. He'll know how to deal with
Again, yeah, he's not. He's not. Well, I don't think Goku's dumb, but
stupid.
but
Wait,
I just think that combat wise, at the end of the day, fucking,
Of course.
you're
I
doing a
think-
combat fight,
think the
death
Prince has it.
battle.
Because my thing,
The prince got it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the prince is gonna be able to outmaneuver him just a little bit more,
Yeah.
even
And-
if he does, and
but-
maybe even use the sand a little bit wiser. You know, that's obviously he's not gonna go in there and get blown with a fireball right away and
Yeah.
die. So he's wasted 3 times in a row. He's gonna shut. I'm gonna have to flip.
but
Okay, I didn't flip good. Oh, I got a few more flips in me.
my thing is how durable is that sword? Because how strong is?
It's a magic sword.
But again, that's what I'm saying. How strong is Spyro's scales? If
Yeah.
it's that there's a lot of things. But Leticia said Prince.
She
so I
goes with
guess
the
it's
Prince
3
as well. Yeah.
So I think it's 3-2. So
Fucking, it doesn't matter how strong his scales are. He gets one shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spyro's a pretty weak fucking dragon. And even then, the other dragons suck because they were encased in stone. So fuck them.
All right,
that is
guys.
true.
So, all right, so the Prince wins this by vote. We're finally down pretty much to the finals. We're gonna talk about the first two for the finals: Master Chief versus Dante.
Dante, easy.
Ooh, that was a quick decision. Why?
Not that's way too quick.
No, it wasn't that it was way too quick because Dante is physically strong. I would say by either by accident or by guessing, he would find out Master Chief's weakness. Even though Master Chief is a super soldier, Dante is basically something more
supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural. So it's like it's beyond what his spectrum of ability to handle. Unless he was Doom God, because Doom God kills demons.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and Master Chief is at the end of the day human, less than Dante. So I would say Dante, easy.
I'm actually kind of convinced on that.
Now that you mention it, the funny thing is, as you're talking, I thought of his parry, the Royal Guard.
The Royal Guard,
Yeah.
and you get the follow up, and then you switch to, and he has time stop, so he has all the time in the world to literally unload bullets on him. And what is Master Chief doing?
But would that be his go-to? Because I mean,
It depends
Master
on what,
Chief's Master Chief's speed is pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
again, he has the ability to stop time, and it doesn't matter what he does. He can just stop. It's not a motion. It's not a. It's a thought. He just has to stop, and that's it. It's
But-
not. It's
Dante's too cocky.
exactly.
That is his downfall too.
But what is
I feel like his ego's gonna get the best of him, and then
Oh.
Chief is gonna be like, well, in a
how-
split
how-
second, I'm just gonna try to fuck you up, and that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but how is Master Chief going to kill him?
With his hands, maybe.
His hands,
I mean,
gun.
Dante can still fairly.
Dante-
He can take hits and stabs for that matter, but he can still die by any normal
Yeah.
means.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, because okay,
Mhm.
if you like actually look like lore wise what Master Chief is supposed to do, not like what you play in the games, it's fucking insane. He could literally jump up to catch the fucking ghost and whatnot. No, not the ghost. What the fuck are they called? Banshees? Banshees? The flying ones?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Actually,
The jump distance, the jump height, the super strength, everything that he can do,
with
it's a lot faster than what Dante can do. And Dante would just be a lot of talk in the beginning, if anything. There would not be an immediate, oh, I'm just going to stop time because this guy's intimidating. It's just, oh
My-
shit,
my-
I'm getting my ass beat now.
My
I'm
thing
dead.
is, you're saying all of that with a man in a suit. Dante's already
But it's
all of
not just
but-
a suit. That's
but
the
that's
thing.
but that's what I'm saying. You're saying all of that with a man with a suit. You're not
No,
saying
but
that.
again, it is not
Okay, but
just.
But imagine everything you're saying: the super speed, the ability to climb things. Have you? Dante has that ability without even transforming into Devil Trigger. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like you're saying all of that, and Dante is not even serious. The moment he sends his threat or anything, he's gonna go into Devil Trigger, and then that is a completely different ball game. You're gonna get double ganger. You're gonna get. You're at that point, bro. You're already.
But you
you're already-
won't because Dante literally talks so
don't.
much shit from the get.
Exactly.
Even with these big ass fucking
But-
demons, he
But
still.
Dante,
You
but
think his
Dante's-
ego is his downfall?
But Dante, at the end of the day, will still get the job done. He's not going at the moment. At the moment, he senses that Master Chief is a threat, which he's not going to be. I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but I'm just saying that the moment he senses that Master Chief is a threat, he's going to eliminate him on sight. It's not going to be. It's not.
Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Well,
It's not. It's not.
I like
it's not,
22 shot Kevin.
huh?
I said I like 22 shot Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, because it's
He's
different.
angry.
No, but when
Mad argumentative.
I just
yeah,
I
Uh-huh,
like
go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say like I'm trying to go through all this scenario like all through his experiences and all his games that Dante, but he is cocky and his ego
he
is a big part of his personality, but I don't think it's ever like caused him to fail in
Harm.
anything he's done in the
Yeah,
games in the series.
Because the moment he
Because you control him.
yeah no. The
Because
moment,
you're playing him, Danny.
and you don't play
There-
Master Chief.
But there are cinematics. There are cinematics, like, and he talks shit all the time, and he's always showing off and
He-
doing all these flashy
he got-
moves, and he
he-
pulls them off like
Yeah.
nothing.
He rode a fucking rocket and he got shot in the head. I'm done talking, bro. I'm done talking. I'm
I
telling
forgot
you.
about the rocket.
Exactly.
What
And
was that? Was that Trish's or
Trish-
ladies?
That was ladies, and she shot at him and he made his exit. He's like, I'm about to just head out. Like, you're not shooting me. And then he hit him with the fuck, bro. Come on. Come
All
on.
right,
It's too
so if it had to be a battle of coolness,
Dante.
Dante got it.
Of course. But this is a
course.
battle to the death, and I think Master Chief has more combat strategic. Like, he's not going to go in there trying to be flashy against Flash. He's going to go in there.
But he's combat strategic
Strategically.
because he knows how to fight the people that he's fought before. He knows how to fight the
He-
Flood, and he knows how to fight the what was the Covenant?
He
I
knows
don't
how to
remember their
no,
names.
he
No,
knows
but
how to
the
fight-
thing
he
is
knows
that
how
he
to fight a
just
war.
fights.
He doesn't know how to
He just
fight
fights.
some
No,
some
he just
fucking
fights.
some parkour asshole from another realm.
But
Exactly.
this
He-
parkour
but he-
asshole
but he-
will spend most of his time running his mouth. That's the thing.
Exactly. But
But that's
Again,
never
if
faulted
you-
him
Right,
before.
So
That's
I have
never
a- I have a
faulted
question.
him.
He's going to be trying to do all these crazy, fancy, flashy shit.
But I have a
Where while Master Chief is, formulating a plan to fucking,
Okay.
shove a fucking grenade up his ass.
Okay, so
A
I
sticky grenade up his ass.
have one question. So why did we all pick Sonic if Sonic talks shit while he fights? This is the same. Like I already
No,
had
he
this.
talks shit while
While
he
he
fights.
fights.
But-
And
Dante talks shit before he fights.
No,
Dante talks shit when he
while
meets
he-
somebody.
And
Not
but
even-
he
not
still lives
not
up
even-
to what
still
he
not.
needs to
Bro,
do.
the moment The moment you
But the
punch,
thing is that in half a second, he's not gonna be like, "Oh, haha, quip," and then just be like that. If
yo,
Master Chief is just gonna literally,
Nero
And we
drop
still
kicked
got
him.
Devil Trigger to
Hold
consider.
on. Nero
Because
drop
yeah,
kicked.
you
Oh
have
my.
a lot of double, but then like the abilities and some of the stuff that Master Chief has is in his arsenal is gonna be able to combat that. Like pull out a
I think,
bubble,
I think
fucking stop all the bullets and shit that come.
I'm jacking this right
That
now.
big ass fucking hammer is gonna throw
Nothing
it
in
to his ass.
nothing in Master Chief's arsenal is going to match Dante. I'm jacking that
Are
right now.
we
You
are
wanna
we
know
gonna
why?
leave this to
Of
chat
course.
again? We're leaving this
No,
to chat
we're not
again.
leaving-
Yeah.
We're not leaving the chat. Yo, Dante got drop
It's
kicked by Nero.
it's tied right
now.
now.
And watch this man. I'm like, bro,
And some random guy walked up to Nero and just chopped his fucking arm off real quick, and
it
then
wasn't
said,
it
"It's
was
mine."
not a random guy. It was Virgil, the twin brother of Dante, which is
Who
older.
just who was dying, right? It was dying at that point.
He is
Like,
Nero.
He just walked up to him and he goes, "Give me your arm."
Okay,
He literally just grabbed his arm and walked away.
that's like Zeus walking up to Hercules and rubbing his arm off. Of course,
No.
that's gonna happen. Yeah,
No,
that's it.
no, this guy was dying, and then he was about to be fucking 100%. Virgil
Virgil is
Virgil was on death's door. Virgil was on death's door when he got there.
and he is still
And he-
strong. He is still stronger than Nero. He's still stronger than Nero.
Which
And
is who is on par.
No, he's
on
not.
par with Dante.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
According to that, he was stronger than Dante because he was able to actually beat him.
Exactly. Like, and let's go, bro. Stop.
No,
Stop
Virgil.
playing.
I'm talking about Nero.
Hey, Randy, Leticia played you again.
Bro, put 2 shots in it. Give him with the ebony and ivory. Come on, give him
bro,
money. Put him in the body bag.
it's okay. It's okay.
You wanna know what's not okay? Master Chief, because he's dead. Get him out of here. I'm tight.
Master Chief dead.
All I know is betrayal.
Yo, Randy, look at my eyes while I'm killing you.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I was expecting Master Chief to just blow through like everybody, but
No.
yeah.
You know who I expect to blow through everybody?
Sonic.
Dracula.
I'm not gonna front. I expected Dracula to blow through everybody, but then once you added Dante, I was like, now we got vampires and demons.
Yeah.
I'm not
All right.
liking this up.
So that's it for the show. We're going to touch on the community question next week. So next week, Thursday, we're going to talk about the community question. So get your notes ready on that. I mean, not that you need much to prepare, but
I forgot about that.
it is what is your favorite Easter egg in any video game franchise, whatever you like, favorite Easter egg. So we're going to talk about that next week.
Okay.
And of course, I remind you guys, don't worry about it. So aside from that, thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube or the audio podcast, which we have on all streaming apps, Google Play, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. If you want a link, go to thedrunkenguardian.com for all the links, as well as my game reviews and such. Pretty much it. I also have a Twitter. I'm mostly active on my Twitter. If you guys want to join my Instagram, I'm pretty much just posting up clips of the show. Maybe you missed something or you want to check out something specifically. I post up the clips on Instagram, but I'm mostly active with my opinion and news updates and stuff like that on Twitter. At a drunk guardian. That's pretty much it for me. Kevin, you still streaming and stuff, right?
Yeah, I had technical difficulties, so I haven't been able to stream for the last 2 weeks. No, I had a whole ass storm. Storm destroy my internet.
Oh yeah.
So
Those floods in New York was no joke, man.
It wasn't even. The crazy thing is, it wasn't even a flood. It was literally lightning struck the tower from my provider.
Oh,
and then
Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then glory and everything. And Doc, I was like, "Yo, Doc, can you fix it?" He was like, "I can't, bro. I gotta go back." But yes, I do stream. Finally, we're gonna do our first affiliate stream. It's been
nice.
like 3 weeks.
Congrats.
Thank you again. We're gonna do our first affiliate stream. Thank you to everybody that was supporting me, that was getting me to this point. We're gonna do it on Friday. I wanted to do it today, but I got lazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And we're gonna stream tomorrow. We're gonna stream whatever game I feel like playing. You guys are just there for the ride. Enjoy, and then the rest of the weekend, you guys are good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, love you.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye, Danny, Sober Guardian, Randy, Ragnarok. See you guys next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Adios.
Shout out to the trader.
Leticia, I love you. I love you.